Tonight's greatness in barbecue entertainment is partnered with the Briscoe Ranch Cook-Off at the Crossroads, the Barbecue Store, Chupacabra Throwdown, Team Cosmos Q Products, Bull Printing Wraps and Graphics, We Branded Promotion, Texas Oil Dust, Team Rectel, Texas Original Charcoal Company, Navy SEAL Danny Dietz Memorial Classic, Texas Chrome Heroes Foundation, Pinkerton's Pit Barbecue, Mr. King Sharpening Services, Smoke and Magic, the All Fired Up Cook-Off, Laredo Roofing Solutions, Half-Fast Cooker, and the Chopping Block, Webster and Victoria.
If you're gonna put it in the box, put it in the box.
Hey, we got any more beer in here? All right, I'm sorry. I won't talk again. I'm sorry. All right, go ahead, Robbie.
Hey there, everybody. This is Aaron the Retro Guy, host of the Morning Roast Radio Show, and you're locked in to the So Smoking Gooder Show. Give it to them, fellas.
Ooh. Ah. I call it bass boat.
Bass boating?
If you ever seen a bass boat go down the water and everything like that.
Oh, and he nailed it. Oh, shit. Hashtag bass boat.
Hey, what's up? I'm Cosmo, and you're watching the So Smoking Gooder Show. So grab a drink, park your ass, and don't forget to smash that subscribe button and ring that bell so you don't miss a thing.
This is Bill Purvis with Chicken Fried Barbecue, and you're watching the So Smoking Gooder Show. Boom.
This is Cesar Mejia with Smoking and Toasting Barbecue, and you're watching the So Smoking Gooder Show.
Oh, hey guys. Hey, I'm here in Las Vegas learning how to sharpen better for you guys, but I'm not having much luck on it. But it's your lucky night because you're watching the So Smoking Gooder Show. Yes.
Are you ready to turn up the heat?
1. Let's go.
Because you've just tuned in to the one and only So Smoking Gooder Show. We're coming to you live from Bullhorn Barbecue headquarters in Cypress, Texas. This is the show where we talk all things barbecue and brews, and you better believe we're here to have a good time. Get ready for the man who knows barbecue like the back of his hand, the guy who can tell you the difference between an IPA and a stout blindfolded, and the life of every party, your barbecue pitmaster and the host with the most, Rob Arocha. Whether you're part of the Gooder Gang or just here for the special guests, barbecue competition updates, or maybe even to rate some boxes, strap in, fire up those smokers, and crack open a cold one, because the So Smoking Gooder Show starts now.
Where's my face? There it is. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another Wednesday night. You are watching the So Smoking Gooder Show. It's a little after 8 o'clock on a Wednesday, already heading into May. Can you believe it? Yes, it is going quick. But welcome to another episode of the So Smoking Gooder Show, episode number 304. 304, I believe. This is going to be a good one. With jam-packed show. We've got Jenn Leigh, the promoter behind the Danny Dietz Memorial Classic. And we've got a young up-and-comer that we'll have on here, Mr. David Cano. He'll be down at the bottom of the hour. But what is up? If I can get Ty in here. Let's get Ty in here.
What's up, man?
I told you I'd be here, Ty.
That's right. I had no doubt at all.
No doubt. I got caught up watching the Rockets dominate right now. So I watched the whole first half down a little local watering hole. So I'm already feeling good. I'm having a good time already. They are up by like 30. Did you know that?
Yeah. I was watching it once you said something. But what do you think about KD?
Hold on. Did I do that?
Yeah, I think you did.
No, my bad. KD. What are you talking about?
Yeah. KD may end up in Houston next year because of all the salary cap and everything.
Whatever. We'll see.
I'm telling you.
We'll see. You know, hey, the Rockets down 3-1. So they got to win tonight, obviously. They're looking pretty good right now. And then we got 2 more games before they can advance. So we'll see. We got to go back to Golden State. We'll see. But anyway, how you doing, bud? How was Cabo?
It was friggin' awesome. Getting away and getting down there and just getting on the water, sitting on the beach and getting to go to the Cabo Waba Cantina. That was one of the cool experiences that I've done in the last couple of years. So it's great.
Oh, cool, man. I'm glad you got to spend some time. Did you get the whole family? Who all went down there?
No, it was just Sarah and I, my wife and I. She got to go down for her it's like her company executive trip, and they just drugged me along, to be the knuckle dragon entertainment, I guess. So
that's cool. So you had nothing to do, really?
No, just be.
How cool is that?
Yeah, it was great. Wonderful company. They do wonderful things for their employees.
It's great you checking in briefly last week when we did it. I was solo. No Eddie. No Eddie tonight, by the way. He sent me a message just a few minutes ago, said, sorry, bro, I can't make it. So he's not going to be able to make it tonight. But I got producer Ty tonight. Last week it was old school, man. Just me and the computer. And I tried to do my best. I think it went okay. We'll see. It's out there. If y'all want to watch 303, it's out there. It was a good time last weekend was had. All right. But thanks for doing it. Thanks for starting. I told you I'd be here. All good to go. Looking good, my man. Did you feel good?
Yeah.
Did you feel good? Did you put the beach body out on the beach?
I mean, I took the shirt off a couple times, but we can't give too much. Gotta keep them in suspense.
You got to keep them. You got to keep them waiting. Keep them waiting. All right, my man. All right. Well, there's producer Ty. He is in. I am in. Thankfully, the Rockets are still winning right now. But we're going to give some shout outs to the Gooder Gang before I get to the guests for the evening. We got first in. Look at it. Johnny Maggs. What's up, Gooder Gang? Let's go. Got Carlos Calzada. What is up? David. What is it? David on his GC. Carlos was our GC in the same contest. Mr. Keen Sharpening Service. That was a great intro. Thank you, sir. The Dude Barbecue. What is up? If you're not checking out the Dude on TikTok, he's got some really great TikToks with what you can do with your competition meats after a contest. It's really cool, man. Congratulations. Those are some great videos. Daddy Dutch in the house. ZZ Top Fan. Evening all. Cherry Anchor Barbecue. What's up, Gooder Gang? Nicho Heredanto. What's up, my man? Good evening, Gooder Gang. Christian Contreras. That is Hothead Barbecue. Bro, keep killing it, man. I got my eye on you, my man. Teresa Edmondson. What's going on? Brisketeers from Brazoria County. I like it. Thanks for putting the county in there. Chase Vincent. That is, I'll tell you later. That's actually his name. I'll tell you later. Los Gordos Barbecue. What's up? Lone Star Smokestacks. That is Charles Kramer. Donnie is in the house. Twisted D. I turned off the baseball game to tune into this shit. It better be good. What's up, Gooder Gang? It's going to be good. We got a great show lined up for you. Pitsing me off in the house. Ricardo Nieto. What's going on? Buddy Northrup. Big Boys Barbecue with his first ever reserve grand champion in a hornet's nest, I will say. Ocala Q, there's Randall. Got to see Randall. His son was the junior champion this weekend. Congratulations. G-Walt, love y'all, fuckers. David, stay away from where I'm at. What's up, Gooder Bunch? Bro, it's Gooder Gang. Don't try and change what we're doing here. Michael Sistrunk's in the house. What's up, everyone? Samantha Cherry. There's Miss Cherry. Thank you very much. Hey, y'all. Jimmy Savage, what's up? I got your message, Jimmy. I will reply to you. Don't worry. Larry Vaughn in the house. Who else we got? Robert Liao. What's going on? James Miller is in the house. Randall Johnson again on Facebook and YouTube. I appreciate you. Renee Sanchez, either GC or RGC. I can't remember, but I will say your name a little later in the show. Bobby Stewart, smash. Yes, listen to him. Smash that thumbs up, like button. I appreciate that. Who else we got in the house? Brandon Perriman. What's up, Gooder Gang? Corby Simpkins. Hope your mama is doing well, my man. AJ George. This guy's just killing it. AJ, you're definitely, I got my eyes on you. You're just beating up on all them outlaw boys. AJ is doing well up there. Daniel Aguilar, what's going on? Texas Barbecue Bash. That was a great show. Thank you. Yes. Colin was on last week. That was a great show. And hey, man, apparently from all accounts, a great event y'all had this past weekend as well. Carl Davis in the house. That is, y'all know Carl, the Bean King. Who was got? Sam Demerit in the house. Firebox Barbecue. Melody Vincent. Trent Litchka. What's up, Trent? I hadn't seen you in a while, man. Good to hear your name, or good to say your name. Bourbon and Blues. How are you guys doing? I'll stop, Ty. I'll stop. Driving through Texas, headed to New Mexico. All right. Uwe Braun, our favorite German cooker. There he is right there. Michael Ramirez, smoking and toasting. What's up, my gangsters? Rini Gonzalez. Hi, Rini. And Randall said YouTube is tripping, had to switch over. Okay, what's up with YouTube? What is up with you? 63 strong, 64 and climbing, just getting started. I got to give a shout out to Bullhorn. We went out to Lampasas this weekend to the Riata Roundup Rodeo LTX Barbecue Cook-Off. Mike Olson does always an amazing job with that cook-off. My wife is the event rep for CBA out there. This is her third or fourth or fifth year. I can't remember how many years we've been doing it out there, but always a great time. This year, my goodness, what a hornet's nest of teams that came out to Lampasas this past weekend. Shout out to Phil Breeden, LC Barbecue. They were the grand champions. And I just mentioned Buddy Northrup with Big Boys Barbecue and his very nice trailer. Solid. They were the RGCs, his first ever RGC. Shout out to Buddy Northrup. That was awesome. And LC, of course. But for Phil, that's old hat, another GC, another buckle, another fishing trip for Phil, apparently. No fishing out there. But what a great time out there. Congratulations to Mike Olson and his crew out there. They do a phenomenal job. But Phil and Mr. Buddy Northrup with the RGC. I was first chicken. Bill was first rib. I'm pretty sure Hatcher was first pork, and I can't remember the brisket. I just knew that my brisket was crap. As soon as I started cutting into it, I was upset with my day at that point. But man, what a good time out there! It's a great event. If you guys have not put that on your calendar, please do. Speaking of great events, this weekend coming up right now, the Texas Chrome Heroes Foundation, which you guys know we support and love, they're having their big event here in Hempstead, Texas. Let me put up the flyer for this one right here. This is going to go on this weekend in Hempstead. You know it. It's at the barbecue store. You know it. You love it. You know where it is. It's at the barbecue store. $250 entry fee, 80-20 payout. It's going to be this weekend. All proceeds benefiting the Texas Chrome Heroes Foundation. We got the Future of Kids Barbecue Steak Kids Queue. So big time event out there. A lot of teams going out there. This is going to be 4 meats, chicken, ribs, pork, and brisket, sponsored by CBA. If you guys out there, but look at these. Look at these buckles. Buckles are cool, and buckles are on the line right now. So if you have an opportunity to go out there, I am trying my darndest to do it, but I have a work function. I actually have a day job, people. And unfortunately, this weekend we have something I have to attend. So I'm trying to figure out a way to do both, with Diane maybe being over there before I get out there. I don't know if it's going to happen, but chances are I'm just going to be out there in spirit, and I'll be out there maybe for awards out there. But anyway, if you're able to attend, if you're able to cook it, come out to Hempstead for the Texas Chrome Heroes Foundation. This is going to be a big one. It's the Texas Barbecue Throwdown at the barbecue store in Hempstead. All right, Ty, have you done that one before? Have you been out there to attend?
Yeah, I have a couple times, but I wanted to say, like, if everyone, just for everyone's edification, if you don't know what the Texas Chrome Heroes Foundation does, is they take veterans from all military branches and they will take them through, do everything from prepping your meat to getting you set up for how to do a cook-off. And what that does for veterans is the process you go through can calm your mind. So the PTS functionality that this have, the healing function. So the motto they have, this is Barbecue Hills. It's not a lie. It works. So I support everything that the Texas Chrome Heroes Foundation does, and Captain Joey Smith and Johnny Dunn and all them guys. They kick ass, and thank you very much for doing it.
Absolutely. Real quick, circling back to the LTX, first place was us in chicken. Bill was first place in ribs. Hatcher was first place in pork. Phil Breeden, first place in brisket. In the junior division was Randall's son, Ocalacu. He was a junior. And then, of course, Reed Breeden in the seniors division for the grand champion for that. So I just want to make sure I got everything correct. So, all right. I think I got everything covered. Again, there's no Eddie tonight. Eddie will be back next week. He sent me a message, said, sorry, bro, I can't make it tonight. Something came up. I hope everything is okay with Mr. Eddie. I just noticed my blinds are open. Wrong blind. Anyway, we'll fix that here in just a minute. Anything else I forgot, Ty? Are we good?
Yeah, I think we're good to go for Jenn Leigh.
All right. Well, I told her at 8:13. Damn, it was 8:17. Man, I talked a lot. Let's get Miss Jenn Leigh. She is the promoter of the Danny Dietz Memorial Classic, the Navy SEAL Danny Dietz Memorial Classic. What's up, Miss Jenn?
Hey, how are you?
Did I catch you working? What's going on over here? You got your eyes down. What's going on here?
Yeah, just notes, lots of notes.
I bet you have lots of notes. Tell me what's going on with the Navy SEAL Danny Dietz Memorial Classic, and please remind everybody who you are. Let's. Hi.
My name is
good to see you. Good to see you.
My name is Jennifer Sewell, or Jenn Leigh on Facebook. I am the director of the Navy SEAL Danny Dietz Classic Cook-Off. It will be happening this year, September 12th and 13th at Yogi Bear Jellystone Park in Waller. Registration opens tonight or tomorrow, midnight, whichever way you want to look at it. Yeah, midnight tonight. Something new this year, for the first 50 teams that sign up, the head cook gets a free jersey. I'm not sure if you saw that. It's a custom jersey. On the back, it says the Danny Dietz Cook-Off with the number 25 for year 2025. And then on the front, across the chest section, they can put whatever they want to put. 15 character max, but it's a black jersey, camo print. It's pretty tight. Looks good.
Then can we find that anywhere online?
Everything. I sent this to Ty earlier. So okay. I posted the jersey. Yeah, I posted the jersey already. So it's on the Danny Dietz page.
I'm sure Ty will pull it up. I'm sure. Let's
yes. And then
he's the best. Give him a minute.
I have really worked diligently to update our website this year. So you go to DannyDietzMemorial.com. Everything that I hope that you may need is there.
Wonderful. Okay, so what year are we on the Danny Dietz Memorial? There we go. Your one stop for all questions. I love it right there. Click on the barbecue.
15. This is 15 for the cook-off.
That's a big number. Year number 15 for the event. This is badass.
It is. It's also the 20th anniversary this year of Operation Red Wings. So we are doing our event in May up in Decatur at the NRS Ranch. That's going to be a big to-do. We have United States Navy Brad Geary. He's like the second in command. I don't want to quote his title because I'll get it wrong.
Right.
But he's coming up as the guest speaker. He was also Danny's best friend.
Oh, wow. Okay.
We have that going on, and then that will follow through into September with a list of dignitaries that is huge. So I know a lot of the cooks are always like, nobody ever comes back. Well, this year they're going to see a lot of familiar faces and new faces that they will want to meet.
Wonderful. Yeah. In the past, we've had the SEAL wives, and they're still always a part of it. Hopefully, we'll see a lot of the familiar faces that we used to see back in the day. Maybe.
Yeah. I try to tell people that, as a healing process, 15 years after losing your spouse, it comes a time somewhere in that first to 10 years or so where they've been blessed and they've moved on.
Sure.
So sometimes when it comes to these type of events, it's a little difficult for some of the surviving spouses to come back and attend.
No, I totally understand. Yeah, 100%, 100%. And it's 20 years. It's June.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, so
June
20 years.
Yeah,
that's a long time that they've been blessed and been able to move on and remarry or have children and things like that.
Sure.
Sometimes it's a little difficult for them to come back and live in that environment. So
no, 100% understand that. But if we're lucky and blessed to see them as cooks, it's always a treat for us to spend a little time and talk to them and let them know that we're appreciative of what their sacrifice and why we are there, because that is exactly why we're there, and that's why I hope everybody can attend that is listening. This is a big deal. Not only that, it's a big event for the Navy SEAL Danny Dietz Memorial Classic. I mean, the foundation, you guys, this is a big part of y'all's year, I'd imagine. And so we have 2
fundraisers a year, and this is one of the main ones. So last year we ended up with close to $65,000 was the profit, and so that really, $5,000 a grant, that helps a lot of people. So we always strive to do a little more. Hopefully this year we'll pass that goal. So
Jen, how many teams did we have last year that attend this?
We ended up with 88.
88. Okay.
Yeah. So I've gotten some commitments. I knew it was going to take a few years for us to get to where the word was out. First off, you say you're paying $50,000 and everybody in KCBS is like, bullshit. No, they're not. There's no way. So once I realized that it's clear and everything's good, that we actually pay out, and it is $50,000 cash, not cash and prizes. The prizes are just extra. Just word getting around across the country. Tom and I have attended probably 8 different KCBS events just to go and get the name out, really, and try and let people know what the foundation is about. So we cook, it's dual purpose. We go cook to cook, and then we cook to spread the name about the foundation and the cook-offs. So that being said, quite a few people have reached out and said they're coming this year. So
wonderful.
Chris is coming in from El Paso. Since Wes Garrett and I have figured out that we're related, he's coming over.
Are you serious? Or are you joking?
You know what? I don't know. My maiden name is Garrett. I'm from Alabama. His name is Garrett. He's from Mississippi.
Oh,
it's possible. So
yeah, y'all swam in the same river, I'm sure.
Probably so. And just meeting a lot of teams, having met a lot of teams that have decided, yeah, absolutely. At the Royal, putting a face to a name helps, I think. And so being able to talk to those folks, and they're like, oh, okay, y'all are pretty cool. Yeah, we'll come down. So I'm hoping to see the number jump exponentially this year.
And it definitely helps. This is one of very few KCBS events that we had. We had Rod Gray on the show last week. He was talking very highly of you personally and the event itself. This is one of, I think, 4 events that we have in Texas.
3. We're down to 3.
Well, we have Red Raider years.
Cedar Fest and Cedar Fest.
Man, I thought there was another one. Maybe not.
No, since Humble changed, there's 3.
Okay, so we're down to 3 events in Texas. You get the Cedar Park, you get the Red Raider meets event, and get this guy. Oh no, never mind. This is a true deal. I like talking
about Gary.
That's Dan. I mean, sorry, that is Ty doing that. And so so we're down to 3 guys, and so this is an opportunity in Texas for you not to drive so far. We're in Waller, which is right outside of Houston, that you're able to go and do a KCBS event. Practice the 30-minute turn-ins, the timelines, get your stuff down in case you want to go do more. Not only the American Royal, which is going to be just a month after that. It's perfect timing to have a practice run So this one that we use that we love to go. Obviously, we're going to cook it regardless, but it's one that gives us some really good practice for the Royal right before a month out. So
Since you got the monkey off your back now, you feel better?
I do. This is Jen, I always cook it, but it was one that I just had no success at. And a couple of years ago, we got our first call there. We got a big first place rib, and then last year we had like a 10th chicken or something out there. But the monkey is off the back. And I was jet lagged. I came straight from Japan last year to do this. That is how much this contest means to me. I told Diane that, hey, I think I'll be in time. I may be coming straight from the airport after a 14-hour flight in a different part of the country, but I still can do it. And we made it happen and got a call out there. So, it was definitely this is something that is, like I said in the notes, that this is definitely close to our hearts. This is something that we always want to do. And we'll always do this event as much as if all possible. This is something that we're always going to do. So 15 years of this cook-off, it's pretty awesome. So 50K, you mentioned that already. Let's give some highlights for the Gooder gang that may be on the fence for whatever reason. If you're not on the fence, please do this.
There it is.
There we go, right there. My goodness.
So first 50 teams that register, you, the head cook, or whoever registers, could be their wife and they take it, but they get it for free. There will be an opportunity. There's an opportunity on the registration. If you want to order more for your team members, you can. But as a thank you from me to the cook teams that are registering, whoever registers get it's free. So
that is a great incentive right there. So the first 50 teams, guys, and it opens tonight at midnight. So
that's correct.
Register your team. I mean, why wouldn't you want to be here? This is where you want to
register and pay.
Register and pay.
Yes, and it says that on there.
That is a big deal. That's a big caveat you just mentioned right there. Register and pay. But what a cool jersey. That is awesome. So to your team name, Danny Dietz Memorial Classic 25 on the back. That is awesome. All right. Ty did update. You can see right there. We did update the logo. Ty's awesome.
Yeah. I want to think of something different every year, right? So I don't think you made it to the head cooks meeting last year.
I was flying in.
Yeah, Diane was there. And so one of the things that we did was we did raffle tickets in your entry packet. And if I drew your number, we did a big giveaway, right? And I had all useful things for barbecue cooking. There were cutting boards, gloves, Clorox wipes, oil, like all things that we use. We're going to do that again. I kind of did a little poll and everybody said, yeah, they definitely wanted that to come back. Who doesn't like free stuff that you can use?
No, absolutely.
We're doing the MRE again, the challenge for the open contest.
Explain that, please.
All right. The MRE open challenge is we provide you 2 MREs, meals ready to eat. I'm told they're not so wonderful. They're all proteins that are given to you in some form or fashion. Example, there's taco meat, there's tuna, there's hamburger meat, it's sausage and peppers, fajita meat. There's all kinds of different proteins. You draw them out, that's what you get. And then you go make something with it. You can make anything as long as the MRE is the predominant ingredient. And I have seen some fantastic turn-ins. Okay. It's pretty incredible what people can do with it. And then margaritas are also, just because I love margaritas and I want to drink them. Full KCBS presentation, meaning go as big as you want to go or as small as you want to go. So, Jen, non-Jen?
Jen, non-Jen? I don't know. It's Corey.
Yeah,
Corey.
It's Corey.
Is there a judges class again this year?
We haven't decided yet. I am fascinated with KCBS judges and what they do sometimes. I'm at 58 certified and confirmed judges already.
Wow.
That's
huge. That's huge.
It's amazing. It is. It's just amazing. Like I don't, and people are, granted, they're coming from all over. All over. When I say they're all over the United States, but they've already signed up. And a lot of the judges have told me that's the location. So they really liked the fact that they could come and stay there as well. So, who knows? 58 already, though. It's, the goal, like last year, and we were 100% certified except by KCBS standards. And what that means is they consider even their table monitors or anyone carrying trays has to be certified as well. Well, they weren't because they didn't have enough table monitors or enough people to carry the boxes, right? So they actually count that into your count, though. So but every judge sitting at that table was KCBS certified.
Last year.
Yes.
Wow.
But our numbers come down because they include
the
table monitors and stuff in that. So,
well, this is year 3, right? KCBS?
Yes.
Okay. And when you and I talked about it, when we were doing this 2 years ago, we were thinking, hey, we know it's going to take some time, but I didn't realize all last year that 100% of the judges were KCBS certified. Okay. Well, that's a big number. That's a big, huge deal because, you hear it from the true KCBS cooks, well, they're only going to be a quarter certified or whatever. And we're not going to go down there. That is out the window now. Last year, 100% of the judges, and this year we're at 58 already, and the registration hasn't even began. So we still have, we still have 5 months before this competition begins. So I totally expect that. And especially if you have another class, then I totally expect this to be 100% certified. So if you're on the fence about, how many certified judges are going to be out there, I'll put it out there right now. It's going to be 100%.
Yeah, that's my goal. And as things get closer, I'm looking at maybe mid-July, end of July, 1st of August, because it's so damn hot. Nobody wants to cook. Doing another class, but I'm not going to do one the night before like we did. I really only got like 4 judges out of that, and it's a lot of work to do all of that cooking. Because you got to do all 4 meats. You got to present them just like you got to build the boxes. You got to do all of it. So maybe end of July, part of August, do it at the VFW again. And when I did that class in July last year, I got 37 people. So if I do one again, it'll be end of July, 1st of August.
Well, if you decide to do that, let me know, and we'll definitely push that and let everybody know, hey, this is an opportunity. If you're a competition cook, you need to get, and you have any ambitions to cook in a KCBS event, this is something. I'm a certified judge, just because I wanted to know what the hell they were teaching these judges out there. So if you're a competition cook, I 100% encourage you to go and become a certified judge, just so you know, hey, this is what they're looking for, or this is what they're telling your judges.
And you'd be surprised. You would be surprised what they tell them.
You definitely will be surprised. And
you're like, oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
And it's a fun experience. And at the end of it, you get this cool badge. I don't know where mine is. Mine actually said, when they sent it to me, it says
they
Bob.
swear you in and everything. You have to take an oath.
Oh, yeah. But mine, instead it says Rob Arocha, mine says Bob Arocha. So when I'm a judge, I'm Bob, and I am judging you harshly. No, not harshly. I'm a fair, impartial KCBS certified judge. But no, encourage anybody, if you have any aspirations to cook in some KCBS, for sure, go out there and become a certified judge. And if you got one here in Tomball, or like she's mentioned, definitely. Make the trip up, have some fun with us, come hang out, and let's become certified judges. And it's going to help your barbecue for sure when you're cooking a KCBS. So
absolutely.
And
here's the thought process is that, there's only 3 of them down here, and it's hard to justify someone paying the cost to be a certified judge in Texas, right? Because, you're going to go judge Danny Dietz once a year, or you're going to drive to Austin or Lubbock to do it, to use your credentials. But the more KCBS judges that we get that are from Texas and judge Texas barbecue, the more you're going to see it works to your flavor profile. So, put some common sense into it. The more people that we have that are local, that are certified, again, they're going to be more adaptive to Texas barbecue.
Yes.
So that's one of the things that I say is, yes, I'm 100% certified, but if I go through and I pull the numbers, because everybody wants 100% certified. Okay, 50 of them are from out of state. Well, that dings your profile, right? We all know they're not judging Texas barbecue as our neighbor would judge Texas barbecue. So trying to push and say, let's get more Texas people certified. More people sign up. Let's do this. I think that would work better for us in the end. So maybe we will do it in July.
Well, I have another question separate from the contest. So can we do we have anything else to add about the actual Danny Dietz Memorial Classic, the Navy SEAL Danny Dietz Memorial Classic that we have failed to mention at this point? I know registration opens tonight.
We have a kids queue also.
All right.
Kids are going to be doing stake and an open.
Stake and an open. Okay. Very nice. Is this the same kind of thing? Do the kids, can they create their box like a KCBS box? So is this like a KCBS entry, or is this kind of separate? What are we doing here?
The open we're going to do as a KCBS entry. They need to have kale in the bottom.
Okay.
And then the steak, no, we'll just do plain old Jane.
Okay.
Box foil steak. We're moving awards to 6 since everybody turns in at 1:30. If you're not participating in the kids queue, that gives the majority of everybody a chance to actually go enjoy the pool, calm down, cool off, relax,
nice,
get dressed, and be back at 6 for awards. I found it was over 80% last year didn't leave Saturday night, so everybody actually ended up staying.
Good. Yeah, you should stay. And it's a great venue at Jellystone. It's something where it's family friendly. It is a place to where you want to, spend the weekend there, at least book it through Sunday and make sure you have a good time. Unless you're Brad, Brad is going to come in. Hopefully, is Brad coming? Is Brad coming? Brad, if you're listening, if you hear my voice, come to this event. I know you rolled into Cedar Park in a Tesla, I heard.
He did. He was right. I was standing there when he pulled up.
Maybe you can roll in and I don't know. What's something more exotic than a Tesla to roll in, and there's a Texas challenge to you, Brad. Come on down here and see what you can do again.
Down here would be a big old dually. Let's see if
can
you
you double up Texas? I don't think so, Brad. I don't think you can. Let's go, Brad. We'd love to have you down here.
That would be impressive. He could take all 3 KCBS this year. That'd be impressive.
He totally could, but I don't think he can. Brad, if you hear me, let's go. We'd love to have you down here in Texas again for the Danny Dietz Memorial Classic. This is a great one. And the trophies, we didn't even talk about the paddles. Let's talk about these paddles. These are amazing.
They are amazing, and that's why it's called the Battle for the Paddle. I mean, they're handcrafted by Navy SEALs. There's no other trophy like it. In addition to, not only does the reserve and grand get one, but there's also belt buckles. We have a little bit of everything for everybody. So, we're paying the top 10. No, I'm sorry. What am I paying? Top 15. Pay top 15.
Top 15.
Yeah, I changed that this year because everybody was like, well, so top 15. Top 15 overall. So
top 10 category?
All 4 categories, top 15.
All 4 categories, top 15.
Overall, top 15.
And overall, top 15. Okay, wonderful, Jen. Wow.
Yeah. Well, you figure you're sitting at, 10th place last year was $700. Let's take it down a little more to let top 15 get some. So.
Yeah, I wasn't.
James Minotti was rich when he left there. So
I was not unhappy with my 10th place chicken. So
no,
whatever it might have been.
I think it was $675 or $685.
Very nice, very nice. All right, that's great. So what a wonderful event. So top 15, they're paying out $50,000 out there. Buckles, the paddles are amazing. We don't have, maybe if Ty can pull up a picture real quick. I don't know.
I think one's in the house. I had it the other day.
If you got one there, you can show. We'll just put it up there. But these are handcrafted by a true Navy SEAL. These are Trident paddles. These are amazing. These are, I've said it on the show, these are, if not, these are definitely top 5 of the premier barbecue trophies that you can win in barbecue, in my opinion. I know there's a lot of great ones out there, but this is one that I definitely put up there in the top 5. Maybe top 1 besides the big one, besides the, like the Memphis in May, that one, or the American Royal block trophy.
I can be number 2 behind the Royal with the
There
big.
you go.
Yeah.
There you go. But you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. It's special and it's neat, and there's true meaning behind it. It's great. And of course, number 1 right here is Ty's. This boot right here is a very special. So they're just special meanings behind a lot of these trophies, and this is 1 or 2. You know, you got the reserve and the grand champion behind this one. So what a great one. There they are right there. Look at Ty. Best in the business right there, Ty Cobb. But there they are right there. The battle for the paddle. These are amazing, and they don't always look like that. They all change a little bit. So
whichever seal that we have that year, they all change them a little. Sometimes they have challenge coins at the top. Yeah. Sometimes there's very intricate paracord work done on them. I mean, it's a surprise every year when I get them.
Very nice. Very nice. Okay. Again, registration opens tomorrow. Top 50 get an opportunity for a free, not free, but you get a free jersey. It is free. You get a free jersey with your name on it with 25 in the Danny Dietz Memorial Classic baseball jersey to do that. Are they do you got barbecue sizes?
Yes. All the way up to 4XL.
There you go. You got to.
First rodeo.
You got to. Okay. Did we forget anything, Miss Jen?
I don't think so. Again, go to the website. There's all kinds of frequently asked questions that people may have that have asked me over the years. I think I've answered everything. I will say you will not get the promo code until you go to the registration and pay. When you pay, it's going to send you a confirmation email with the registration code.
No pass, no pay. No,
that's right.
No, that was high school.
No pay, no pass.
No pass, no play.
We'll collect $200.
You got Gordo. So Zane Akshar. I used to work with this guy back in the day. What's up, Zane?
Yes,
how are you?
Gordo size.
Yes, Gordo
size.
That's
the best I can do for you.
Okay, well, thank you, Miss Jen. That's not what all. I just want to congratulate you and Tom with JC's Good Old Boys. You guys are doing very well on your own with the barbecue circuit. Spend a few minutes talking about that real quick, ma'am.
Man, it's been a whirlwind. I thought I knew about barbecue, and not really until you really start cooking yourself. Got chicken, still eluded from the first place. I've gotten 4 second places, waiting on that first place still. But then Tom threw me into the rib category. He said it's time to move on to something else. And so now my chicken's suffering. So I'm going to back off ribs and go back to chicken until I get that first.
It's a whack-a-mole game.
It really is. It really is. I haven't changed a thing and ended up with 11th chicken last time. I'm like, what? So, but a 7th rib. So, yeah, I don't know. Like it's just, it's whack-a-mole every time.
It is. You figure out one, and then you try and figure the other one out, and you get that one, and then the other one pops back up. It's like
exactly. Yes. So he's killing it with his brisket right now. I don't even know how many brisket.
I need Tom's brisket.
He's killing it with that. So I mean, we're doing. You know what? We've had 2 GCs this year. We're just not cooking enough. We have so many other things going on. Our volunteer schedule is ridiculous, and so.
Well, we got 70K watching right now, and I cannot let you get away. You didn't know I was going to ask you this, but you posted something about certified Texas judging coming.
Yeah,
I'm gonna put you on the spot right here. What the hell are you talking about? What's going on with this thing? You don't have to, if it's not completely set, just give us kind of an outline.
Okay. It's officially, as of today, it is legit. My lawyer, everything's done. So got the EIN number, got the copyright, got all that stuff. So
all right, that's all good. I don't care about any of that. I just want to know what you're planning.
Well, I do. What is going on? Ideas.
What is going on with this thing?
The Texas Judging Association is what's going on.
Okay.
What that is going to be is an educational tool for a person to understand what competition barbecue is. Educate them to be a taste judge. We're taking out subjective interpretation, etc., based on common education tools, taste, texture, and appearance, regardless of which sanctioning body you cook. It's judged on taste, texture, and appearance. When you educate someone on what that means, there are very specific terms that carry across all three sanctioning bodies. It will be a video, an instructional video.
Okay.
It goes through and explains everything. Introductions about what competition barbecue is. We have an actual competition cook that's well respected in the state that's going to be doing the introduction, making them understand what a competition cook goes through, cost, expense, the reason that we do this. Second section is going to be the Know Your Meat section. We have a well-known butcher who is participating in our endeavor. He's going to show these people what competition meat is. I think it's critical for people to understand that we do not just run to Kroger and grab a chicken and some ribs and a brisket and throw them on the pit. I mean, that's
maybe.
Yeah, come on now. How many people really do that? That we spend time taking everything that we put onto that pit. It's an effort, right? We're specifically hunting for a certain size chicken, certain kind of ribs, certain kind of brisket. Really having an average person know what a competition meat looks like, right? Versus a backyard. And I've been told, well, you're right. Not everybody does competition. And there's going to be some people that this doesn't appeal to. But in the mass market, there are 32 million people in the state of Texas. 73% of those people eat barbecue. Last year, there were 386 barbecue competitions. It took 23,160 people to judge those events. So, out of 23,160, I took a poll and I asked competition cooks, how many do you think actually know what they're doing? There was not a single person that responded to that post, and I think I had over 70 comments, that answered anything around a reasonable number. They were all 80% and above, that nobody knew what they were talking about. And then recently, with my 11th place chicken of getting 2 6s in appearance, I realized, you know what, we can all sit here on Monday and Tuesday and gripe, or we can actually do something. So we can start educating people on what competition barbecue is. I've had some feedback from people who are like, it's all subjective, you're never going to change. That I disagree. What we can do is educate people. Educate people on what competition meats look like. We all consistently have the same appearance. We want to educate people on, if you don't like barbecue, do the responsible thing and don't judge. You'd be surprised how many people, as a head judge, I've had to take off a table because they don't like barbecue and they're doing it as a favor to a friend or the promoter.
Mm-hmm.
Things like that, that there's ways that we can weed out these things. Now, the end goal is to provide this list of certified judges to promoters. Right? Promoters will reach out and they will say, who has taken this class? So at the least, they have the bare knowledge. We'll start doing a sliding scale of these judges. How many have they judged? Which sanctioning body have they judged? After 10, you have to take an in-person class. It's just a thing that we're going to build on. But the basis of it is, I know not everybody it's not going to appeal to everyone, but what it appeals to is competition cooks. And it appeals to competition promoters.
Contradictory, like whose opinion, who's teaching these, and like, are you having a panel type thing?
Yes,
are you going to have like a committee of competition cooks that you respect, beyond IBCA, for example? I know you're big in IBCA because you're saying these are going to appeal to all different sanctioning bodies. Are you going to have people from different sanctioning bodies be a part of this panel where we're teaching?
Correct. Yes.
Competition.
Here's the main thing I want people to understand, and not to get into politics of sanctioning bodies, because I don't care about this.
I'm not either. I'm just questioning.
Regardless of your scoring tool, right? So as a head judge, I spend, if I'm lucky, I have about 10 minutes to get up there and talk about what I need to talk about before we start judging.
Right.
And that's if we have a smaller event. You have a larger event, you have less time, right? Taking in boxes, getting them set, doing everything you need to do. So you spend half of your time trying to educate these people who's judged barbecue before. you got 2 people that raised your hand, and you got 18 that have never judged barbecue before. So you try to do your best effort toward the cook to say, all right, what you're going to see today is competition barbecue. It's not going to look like what you normally see. If you're opposed to sauce and things like that, you're more than likely going to see it. Please don't score down just because of your personal preference. We spend a lot of time trying to explain all of this. What we're trying to do is relieve some of that headache off of the sanctioning bodies to allow them to strictly explain their scoring tool. Everybody has a different scoring tool. So in between my 10 minutes that I have, I'm trying to tell you how to judge barbecue. I'm trying to tell you how to use my scoring tool. And I'm throwing it all in there at one time and hoping that you're paying attention. 9 times out of 10, they're not, right? So if you're running a table as the head judge, you've got 5 tables out there. These guys aren't listening. This person doesn't care because he's talking to his friend. There's just too much going on in that short amount of time.
I don't want to spend too much time on it. I respect what you're doing, and I think it has legs. I really do. I just think we need to.
It is a culmination. It's absolutely. I have people out there that are already on board,
right,
that are going to be a part of the actual put together of the video. How do we decide these things? What is it? It's all in the verbiage that you use when you're explaining something right to somebody. So I can't tell you what to like, but I can tell you on what standard to judge it.
Yeah, like, one of the things I caught on what you said earlier on is like, hey, something like, hey, do you like chicken? No, well then don't judge chicken, right? That's type of, those are the type of things that you need to understand as a judge. Are you a sauce person? Well, then you're going to get sauce because competition.
Really letting people understand how important their role is as a judge. I think that's one of the things that's been overlooked, because I can do the absolute best job that I can do at Danny Dietz. I can feed you 3 meals. I can give you all the free things in the world. My judges can come in and they can be just aces and everybody loves them. And at the end of the day, if those judges have fucked up your scores and you walked away pissed off, you're not coming back to that event. The judges at the end of the day, they're the ones that make or break a competition.
All right. Well, I'm curious, and I'm definitely going to be following this venture, and I want to see, how it comes up. And I'd love to be a sounding board for you, Jen, if you need something we talk barbecue on this show every day, so we'd love to. Yes, and I appreciate you being a big sponsor, but we're not done yet, Jen. I did tell you we need your Ty. Cue the music, Ty. I did tell her, hey, we want to hear Jen's Mount Rushmore and barbecue homies before you get out of here. And we got David Cano at the top of the hour after the wrap up and the upcoming events segment. So Ty's going to play some music here. You know what we do here, Jen? You're a big watcher. You're a big supporter of this show. It's people you want to put on your mountain. People maybe inspired you or helped you along the way or helped you do what you're doing. You have a unique perspective because not only you cook, you started out as judging, and you've done all aspects of this barbecue world that we do. So go ahead.
All right. Number 1, everybody's favorite person to hate, Vince Colanetta. He's like my dad. I mean,
sometimes he brings it on himself, in my opinion.
He does. He absolutely. I will not disagree with you. But he's a wonderful person. He beat a shirt off his back and has taught me more about understanding some things in life that sometimes are difficult to accept. So he's my number 1. My number 2 is Tom. Holy crap, he's just taught me a lot. Really into the process of barbecue and understanding how to cook and how to be a better cook. Obviously, it shows. Number 3 is Robert Sierra. Love him. He has educated me in the ways of the barbecue. And in addition to the marketing strategies of barbecue, I guess, as well. How to get your name out there, how to work a product, et cetera, et cetera. Number 4 is Miss Martinez, Michelle. She's the one that pushed me to start cooking. He was like, just go do it. Worst you can do is suck, right? So she's my number 4.
All right, that was awesome. Vince Colanetta, Tom Clark, Robert Sierra. He's a Don of Tomball. I love it. And Michelle Martinez. That's a great Mount Rushmore. You forgot one. You got one in a gift shop. They almost made it on the mountain. They got a nice little bobblehead in your Jenn Leigh gift shop. Who is that?
Rod Gray.
Rod Gray. That's the first.
I talked to him.
Rodhead.
A lot. We talked a lot. He's as far as barbecue, promoter, just whatever. We talk a lot. He's an outstanding guy.
All right. In your barbecue homie can't be your significant. Cannot be Tom in this one. So who's your barbecue homie? Somebody that you talk to a lot about barbecue. Could be about barbecue cooking. Could be about judging. This is unique here with Jenn tonight.
Carlos. It's Los. It's Los.
Smoking Los?
Los. Carlos Calzada
is your barbecue homie.
He is my homie.
And who's in your gumball machine? The kind of same thing as a gift shop. Almost made it as your homie, but if Los don't answer, that's the second call.
Mo Butter.
Morgan.
Mo and Butter. They're together. Mo Butter.
All right.
There's one, there's the other, so Mo Butter.
Well, Eddie's not here to let it slide or not. So Mo Butter. Mo Butter is in the
Butter.
Well, Jenn, thank you very much. Not only for supporting this show, you've been a longtime supporter of this show. We appreciate you.
I miss Rachel.
And we appreciate, and I am a big time supporter of the Danny Dietz Memorial Classic, the Navy SEAL Danny Dietz Memorial Classic coming up here in September. Registration opens tonight at midnight. First 50 get a badass jersey. We heard everything, $50K, paying out top 15, all the way each category, and the top overall at the Jellystone. It's a great venue. She said we're going to have awards to where you go out and hang out with your barbecue homies in the pool afterwards. This is a great event, man. This is a great time. If you never cooked it, please make sure you come. And of course, if you have cooked it, you know what we're all about. Come out there and support us once again. What a great time. What a great event. And what a great time to build memories with your barbecue family out there. This is a good one. This was a good one. It's a great event, man. It's a great venue. Everything involved with the Danny Dietz Memorial Classic is special. So the paddles too, battle for the paddle. Everything about this one is something you want to put on your calendar and get you some KCBS experience for the American Royal or beyond. It doesn't matter. There they are right there, the paddles. Jenn, thank you very much. That was a great. You were a great guest tonight. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Jenn.
Ty, you got something?
No, I concur with her list. I think it's amazing. Tom Clark is actually on mine for probably completely different reasons, but I love the idea of a barbecue Illuminati. I do believe that I am the number one Illuminati of that Illuminati. So I have no problem lending my brain power to this judges thing. I will support you in anything, Miss Leigh. Love you.
Love you too. Thank you.
What's going on with me here? There I am. All right, Jenn. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Appreciate you. And we'll see you soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. There she is, Miss Jenn Leigh, the promoter of the Danny Dietz Memorial Classic. Again, registration opens tonight. You just heard me. I just said it. I'm not going to say it again, but sign up. We'd love to have you out there. We'd love to see you out there in September at the Jellystone Park in Waller. Okay. It is time. We're at the top of the hour. Again, I said it's a jam-packed show, another jam-packed show. Last week we had Rod Gray and Colin McElrath from the Texas Barbecue Bash. They had a wonderful event this past weekend. We'll go over that here real quick. And then we're going to have Mr. David Cano, one of the hottest cookers in the circuit, coming up here in just a minute with Underground Smoke. All right, Ty, let's play some music. Let's get to, let's pull up. Let me pull out real quick before I get to that. One more shout out to the Texas Barbecue Throwdown that's coming up this weekend at the barbecue store in Hempstead. $250 entry fee. This is benefiting the Texas Chrome Heroes Foundation. I'm going to get Ty back here to talk about what the Texas Chrome Heroes Foundation does for our veterans. This is a veteran show tonight, man. It's a good one. But Ty, get in here real quick, and we're going to put some buckles up here real quick while he's talking about that.
Yeah, a lot of times when we're out doing things in the military, you're going to have a tribal environment. You're going to have people that you depend on to do things, whether it be, getting your weapons ready, getting your vehicle ready. And a lot of those mindsets, a lot of those neural pathways that we have as veterans are very closely attuned to what you guys do in the barbecue world. This is a lot of the reasons why I'm so involved. This is why I love Texas Chrome Heroes Foundation. And what they do is they will take a veteran that is suffering with PTSD and any service member, combat or not, and they will show you what this barbecue world is all about. And to me, not only is that an empathetic way to look at it, that is putting a veteran into an environment to where they're going to have to depend on others, and it just helps. Barbecue heals. That's not just a tagline. It's actually something that, my Got Your Six buddies that I'm a brand ambassador for, we make t-shirts for them called Barbecue Heals, and they're amazing. I mean, everything they do. Are you back, Rob? I'm trying to pull on. Nope, he's not back yet. I'll keep talking about him. But the things that Captain Joey Smith done, even their cooking trailer that they have is a monument to what they do for veterans. And in that trailer, you'll see different artifacts and different challenge coins that they have from the different veterans that have gone through. And a lot of the veterans they've got a plaque of their name on it. So when veterans like me see that, and we see that there's something out there that, okay, I see Rob's back. I'll stop squeezing this out. When we see that there's an organization out there that actually gives back, shows up for the veterans, we want to support that. And that's exactly what Joey Smith does. This has been an episode of Ty trying to stretch it out so that Rob can go use the bathroom. So
Ty, the best, always the best. All right, let me pull this down and let me get up our bull parenting wraps and graphics. No, we'll do the upcoming event segment here. Sponsored by the Briscoe Ranch Cook-Off at the Crossroads coming up in December. They're the 3-time CBA event of the year. Wade and his crew do an amazing job, and we're happy to attend each and every year. But let's talk about some events that are happening this weekend. In the Champions Barbecue Alliance, we got the Fire in the Hole event in Somerset, Texas. That is a state championship. Why am I breathing so hard? What's going on here? The 6th annual Billy Leo Cook-Off in La Jolla, Texas. Let me calm down, people. Let me calm down. There it is right there. All right, and the Texas Barbecue Throwdown, we just talked about it, sponsored or benefiting the Texas Chrome Heroes Foundation. That's going on this weekend in Hempstead, Texas. I am making every effort that I can to attend. Hope my work is not watching tonight. That is in Hempstead, Texas. That is a state championship. All right, over in the IBCA, we got the 4th annual Smoking with the Knights in Harlingen, Texas. We got the Chigger Hill Cook-Off in Huntsville, Texas. Billy Leo was just postponed. All right, so scratch that one. So come to Hempstead. If you're going to the Billy Leo, come to Hempstead. And then we got the if you know, Cowboy Roundup and Barbecue Cook-Off in Post, Texas. And that IYKYK, if you know. I'll hold off to what I was going to say. All right, Lexington Homecoming Barbecue Cook-Off in Lexington. I'm sorry, if you know, is a state championship. The Lexington Homecoming Barbecue Cook-Off in Lexington this weekend. And in Sargent, we got the Volunteer Fire Department, the 15th Annual Barbecue Cook-Off in Sargent, Texas. And the Texas Motor Speedway Barbecue Showdown in Fort Worth. Our friends over at Blues Hog have a sponsored Blues Hog car that is going to be racing on Saturday. What a cool thing to be able to attend that. So in IBCA, they got a cool event, the Texas Motor Speedway Barbecue Showdown at Fort Worth. If you're going to be down there, look out for the Blues Hog car. I'm excited to see that race, how that goes down. And over in Outlaw, There we go. Cooking for Canines in Fort Worth. That is the state championship. And we got the Rogers Springfest in Rogers, Texas. That is also a state championship. And over in Lone Star, we got the Brushy Creek Backyard Barbecue Cook-Off and Round. Rogers was canceled. What is going on, people? They need to put this on the website. Put these on the website. Yeah. Valley is expecting severe thunderstorms. Okay, there we go. The Valley is expecting severe thunderstorms. Okay, Brushy Creek Backyard Barbecue Cook-Off in Round Rock. And then we got the Howdy Roo Barbecue and Chili Cook-Off in Granite Shoals, Texas. That is a state championship. And in KCBS, like I said last week, this is a KCBS season now. It opened up last weekend, so go to kcbs.us and you can find out all the events that are going on. Yeah, Rogers is canceled. Okay, now let's do some celebrations of some teams that are doing well out there. We're going to be talking about the Bull Printing Wraps and Graphics wrap-up recap, sponsored by our friends over at Bull Printing Wraps and Graphics. Cheeto and Mary do a phenomenal job. If you need any wraps, signs, banners, whatever it may be, decals. If you need some decals from me with the So Smoking Gooder Show, you better find me. I got them. I've been passing them out all the time now, thanks to Cheeto over at Bull Printing Wraps and Graphics. All right, in the Champions Barbecue Alliance this past weekend, the Bishop Wild Horse Desert Cook-Off. The grand champion was our next guest, Mr. David Cano from Underground Smoke. The RGC is in the comments right there. Mr. Carlos Calzada from Smoking Los Barbecue.
What's going on, everyone? This is Carlos Calzada from Smoking Los Barbecue, and you're watching the So Smoking Gooder Show. Toma!
What's up, Los? I haven't played that one in a while. Good to see you, my man. The Riata Roundup and LTX Barbecue Cook-Off in Lampasas, the grand champion. We talked about it, Mr. Phil Breeden from LC Barbecue. And the RGC was Mr. Buddy Northrup from Big Boys Barbecue, his first RGC, first of many. This guy is diving in head first to barbecue. You should see his rig, boys and girls. It's pretty solid. All right, KZ Jamboree Cook-Off and Benefit. The grand champion was Backyard Barbecue. The RGC was Renee Sanchez from Double S Smokers. And the 70th annual San Jacinto Festival. The grand champion was the Cherry Pits Barbecue. And the RGC, Mr. Stephen Oler from Big O's Barbecue. Congratulations. All right, let's get to the IBCA, the 2025 Buda Lions Club Country Fair and Cook-Off. The grand champion was Jamie Moran from Post Oak Cookers. The RGC, Ira Green, Flying G Barbecue.
I'm Ira Green from Kingsbury, Texas with Flying G Barbecue. You're watching live on the Smoking Gooder Show. So Smoking Gooder Show. I fucked that all up. Ira Green with Flying G Barbecue from Kingsbury, Texas, watching live. Ira Green with Flying G Barbecue from Kingsbury, Texas, and you're watching the So Smoking Gooder Show.
Real quick, Lisa Desjournay. Early bird registration for Hawaii's Curly Q Classic ends tonight. Well, if I'd have known about that a little while earlier, Miss Lisa. But that sounds fun. Hawaii's Curly Q Classic. Let's go to Hawaii, boys and girls. All right. That was a shout out to Ira Green. The 60th annual Freer Rattlesnake Roundup. Grand champion was Armando de Luna from Los Milagros Q Crew. Congratulations. The RGC was Weston Kimball No Bore Barbecue. Shout out to the Houston Rockets. They just won 131-116 over the Warriors. Now they go to Golden State needing to win. Who else we got here? The Freestone County Go Texan. The grand champion was Blake West from Meathead Barbecue. The RGC was our good friends, Anna and Scotty Bryce from East Texas Smokers. And we got the Papalote Volunteer Fire Department Annual Cook-Off, the grand champion, Mr. Charles Kramer from Lone Star Smokestack. And the RGC was Zach Smith from Meat Locker Misfits Smoke on the Water, the grand champion, Kirk Matura, Go Blue Barbecue. And the RGC was Juan Sanchez from Big Papa's Smokehouse. And over in Outlaw, pew, 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 we had the grand champion, Mr. AJ George, just killing it over there in Outlaw, the Okie Folks Barbecue. Hopefully we'll see him at the Danny Dietz Memorial Classic. The RGC was Mr. Steve Cumby from Rafter C Barbecue. And in Lone Star, we had the Goat and Barbecue competition. The grand champion was John Truesdell, and the RGC was Paul Knight. And they actually had a goat category. They did cook goat. And guess who won? I'll give you 5 seconds. Guess who won the goat category? First one to get it will get something in my room here. 5, 4. Ty, take a guess. You know these people. Take a guess who won goat.
Eddie.
Eddie was not there.
Kit Polk.
Kit Polk did win.
The dude barbecue got it.
Kit Polk did win goat, and that does not surprise me. Kit can cook some goat. Kit can cook some goat. All right, and over in the KCS.
This is Kit Polk with Canned Heat Barbecue. We're going to the So Smoking Gooder show. Let's all drop in.
Eddie is advertised for next week. Alamo has spots for next week. Okay. All right. Was not. ZZ Top, I'm killing you. All right. Let's get out of here with the. Let's get our guest on tonight. Hold on. Let's pull this down. There. Thank you. My bad. Let me just kill these. Remove from studio. And let's get our guest on tonight, Mr. Ty. We're talking about one of the hottest cooks in the circuit right now. He is seriously coming on strong. We're going to get to know this gentleman right now. I'm excited to have him on here. Another first-timer on the show. You know how much I love having first time. You know how much I love celebrating you guys and gals that are out there grinding and competing each and every weekend and putting this sport in the forefront of your lives, because we know how hard it is out there to do this. And we know what the commitment is to go out there and cook each and every week and to go out there and compete and have success against some of these established, workhorses that are out there already, to go out there and now be 2 points away from leading the CBA points chase. We're talking about Mr. David Cano with Underground Smoke. Let's bring him in here, Ty. Let's bring this young man in here with the beer in his hand. What are you drinking? Some Coors? Is that Coors?
I'm drinking a Coors. I won this.
Coors Banquet. You're too young to be drinking the Banquet beer, bro.
Never too young.
I thought you would be drinking like some, I don't know, Coors Light.
Nah, I don't drink none of that shit. Hell no. Fuck that.
David, man, welcome to the show, bro. This is awesome to have you on here. I talked to you when we were in Concan. I was like, man, you're killing it. Keep doing it. That was before you had any of your GCs or yet not. And I knew it was coming. And I told you then, you're on the right path. You're killing it. You're doing well, man. But congratulations. You had 2 GCs back to back, man. How's it feel?
It feels amazing, all the hard work's paying off, the dedication, putting many miles on the road. It's just badass, you know what I mean?
Well, hold up. Let's back up real quick. This is your first time on the show, first time for the Gooder Gang, first time for Texas. Listening to you, man. Introduce yourself. Where are you from? How old are you? Because you are one of the younger guys on the circuit, man. And just tell your story real quick. Introduce yourself. Where you're from, what's your backstory. How, like I said, you're a young guy, so please give your age as well.
Yeah, so I'm David Cano from Underground Smoke, and I cook out of Mission, Texas. And I started cooking at the age of 12, which was about 14 years ago. So right now I am 24 years old right now.
24.
I am 24, gonna be 25 in September.
That's awesome, man. That is awesome. At the age of 12, how did you start cooking, man? What were you cooking at the age of 12, and what got you interested in this?
Well, it's
he's still in high
basically
school.
just hanging out with my dad. You know what I mean? My dad and my uncle out there in the backyard. You know what I mean? Watching the Texans play. Rockets and Astros and shit like that. And my dad, like, literally every weekend we would cook like fajitas, chicken, split chickens and all that stuff. And I did a lot of sitting down and watching my dad do a lot of stuff, you know what I mean? And sometimes holding the flashlight on the pit because we didn't have we didn't have a light, you know what I mean? And I did a lot of stuff, you know what I mean? How you hold a light for your dad on the mechanic stuff, you're holding a light for the barbecue.
That's awesome, dude. That is 100%. Yeah.
And I did a lot of that for many years until I started, I told my dad, let me take control of the pit, you know what I mean? Let me do my own stuff. And, my dad gave me some tips and tricks out there. And then I mastered my own game, and at age of 12, I smoked my own brisket, because I was there. My dad was smoking his first brisket, and I was there watching him how he did it. And, and then I caught on, and I did it. And at age of 12, I did my first brisket, and I preferred smoking meats than grilling meats, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I just like sitting. I mean, I'm a person, a very patient person, and I like sitting around, waiting. I won't complain for shit, and I like smoking a brisket for like 12 hours, and I like the aftermath of a big hunk of meat coming out, and the reward you get, for sitting down for 12 hours,
100%.
That's me, I prefer smoking meats and all that stuff.
So growing up with your boys, man, did you obviously you play did you play sports, I'm sure?
Yeah, I did. I played a lot of sports. I played, football, baseball, basketball, and as well as I wrestled too back in high school too.
So with your boys, and you come back and you start smoking meats for these boys, man, I'm sure you were pretty popular in the high school crowd.
A little bit, not so much, but kept it a little secret. But,
That's cool because you grew up in a different time than I did, so my kids are closer to your age than I am right now.
Yeah.
And, there's a lot of technology and stuff that you grew up with that you probably grew up with a phone in your hand when you were younger and stuff like that. We did not. So the fact that you were able to take that time with your dad and take that time to cultivate this skill or this love for smoking meats is pretty impressive in this day and age right now. I feel because getting kids outdoors and doing something outside is right now. I'm not calling you a kid, but I'm just saying that you the fact that you were able to take to this craft and learn is special, and I think it's definitely helped you right now. We're about to talk about, but talk about just growing up with that and coming out from playing sports and doing all other stuff that you still had this love for grilling and smoking.
Yeah, it's how do I say this? It's honestly, it's been a privilege to do all this stuff. I mean, not a lot of guys my age or that do this stuff. You know what I mean? Like people like me, like should be going out to the club, doing that. You know what I mean? And you don't see anybody like this. You know what I mean? I think the only person that I see that's younger than I am is Bobby Rafe. That's.
Well, yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like you don't see guys like his age that do this. You really don't. And it's pretty badass to see people like me and him out there on the field. You know what I mean? And kicking some ass.
Did you do any of the kids cues, or you weren't?
I didn't start competing until 2 years ago actually. To be honest with you, I never knew there was any competitions, like barbecue competitions, till maybe like 3 years, like maybe at the same time as like 2 years ago, maybe.
All right. Well, I'm gonna step away from what we were just talking about, and I appreciate that. But yeah. So how did you get started in this? When did you start learning about barbecue competitions, man? You're an adult now. You're kicking all these fucking old hags' asses right now. So let's talk about what you're doing right now, man.
Yeah. So I started 2 years ago. I was under my uncle's team, Game of Smoke. I was under him for like a good handful of cooks, maybe like 6, I believe so. So how it all started is that there was back in like years ago, we used to live in San Juan. I mean, that's my original hometown.
Santiago. Yes, you
And-
playing T-ball. No.
And so there's a cook-off back in our hometown in San Juan called the Noche de Paz, and it's my uncle wanted to cook that one, and my dad dragged me out to go help him out with loading up this big ass fucking propane tray pit that's like 1,000 pounds and all that stuff, and I didn't want no part of it, but my dad dragged me out, and I was like, okay, fine, cool, and just being there and helping out my uncle, managing the fire and all that stuff, it kind of got me hooked that day, and my uncle had a couple walks and stuff like that, and I just got hooked without even cooking. That's the crazy part, I didn't even cook that day, and I got hooked. And I told my uncle, hey, you know what? Let me cook the brisket on the next one. So that cook-off starts like it's in November, I believe, or December. And my uncle told me, oh, you're cooking the brisket on Smoking on the Rio, which is in February.
Okay.
So that was like Smoking on the Rio is literally my first competition where I'm testing out the waters. And
did you know about Smoking on the Rio at that point, though?
I've heard of it a lot.
It's a big deal. It's a big
deal.
It's a huge one.
It's a big deal in the valley and the whole state. And so from December all the way to February, like literally like 2 weeks before February, I was there practicing on briskets, like on cheap briskets that are select and all that stuff. And I was out here on my days off, smoking these 12-hour briskets to make sure like all my favorite profiles are correct. And so I forgot who told me that like you're doing everything wrong. Like I was like, what are you talking about? Like that's not how you cook a competition brisket and stuff like that. Like I was there buying these big ass fucking briskets, and you're supposed to shrink them down and cook them hot and fast and all that stuff. And then I was like, oh, okay. And then I got a hold on Bill Purvis. So I found out Bill Purvis on YouTube actually. So like he was there doing like a demonstration on a competition brisket. It was just like not like a whole detail. It was just more like him doing this and that, and I kind of watched him doing that, and that's what I somewhat did at the competition, but without a drum smoker. I had like this 80 gallon propane pit that was on a trailer, and it was really old. And that's what I did, and I copied everything somewhat what he did, and I pulled out a 127 brisket on that Saturday, and I was pretty proud of it, honestly. And
yeah, you should be.
And I was really proud of it, and I thought it was like, shit, this is probably be like my best brisket I ever cooked in my life, And me thinking I was gonna get first place, it just didn't happen that day. And
hey, everybody turns in that day thinking they got first place brisket, right?
Yeah, and now I turn in first brisket. Now I think he's gonna be first place, but yeah. And then after that, we did a couple cook-offs down here. We didn't go travel or anything. We did locals that were like 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. We were not that good. We were still learning the whole system. This whole injections, adding more flavors into the finishing process and stuff, and then I think late April, I believe. So this is I think I'm in my fourth cook-off. So I do this one by myself, but under my uncle's team, and this one's the Los Cuñados over here in Westaco.
Yeah.
And
this is April 24 last year,
like somewhere around mid-April.
Yeah.
So
about a year ago.
Like literally a year ago, 2 years ago.
Okay.
So I do that one actually by myself, literally like first time doing it by myself. You know, my dad's out there helping me out, supporting me and stuff like that if I need anything. And so 2 days before that competition, I ended up catching the biggest flu I ever gotten in my life. A flu. And mind you, we're a pop-up tent. We didn't have a trailer or anything. So like we're there in 100 degrees.
Oh.
And
Pop-up warriors, bro.
Pop-up warriors, you know what I mean? That's how everyone starts.
Yep.
And you know, I'm out there dying. I'm there sweating. Boogers are coming out. My eyes are red. Everyone thinks I'm all high or some shit like that. And I didn't even bring my sunglasses until like I had them in the truck lost there. So, you know, I cooked everything and you know, it's already rib turning. So, you know, I have my ribs still in the foil. I open them up and they're stuck on the foil. They're stuck.
Burn.
And they're the ugliest ugliest ribs ever. They're black, dark, you know. I'm there like, what am I gonna do, right? And I'm there like this. And then I told my dad, like, I don't want to turn these ribs in. They're ugly as shit. Like, I'm pulling them out, they're already peeling apart, chipping, and then my dad's there like telling me, like, hey, like, we did not spend $200 to come all the fuck over here. You're gonna turn these fucking ribs in. So I was like, okay, don't yell at me, right?
That's what I'd be saying too. It's like, you're turning that shit in, son.
Yeah, you're turning that shit in, and I got the best 6 out of there, and they're ugly, you know what I mean? So I turn them in, and then, you know, after that I turned in the pork, rib, and brisket. Here comes awards, and then we're there sitting. We didn't get a chicken call. So as soon as it starts ribs, I end up pulling the 10th place ribs and on some ugly ass ribs, and I was like, dude, like my first walk by myself, that's pretty nuts. And
what'd you learn from that though? That's
yeah, like you know what I learned? Put it in the box. That's what I learned. Put it in the box.
Put it in the box, man. You never know what a judge thinks at that point, right? You know,
yeah.
You've turned in stuff where you think for sure you're getting a walk right already. I'm sure you've had that moment. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
you've had that moment, I'm sure. Yeah. You're always learning, man. You always take a lesson from something, but go ahead. I'm sorry. Didn't mean to cut you off. Good.
And you know, after that I was hyped. I was hyped as hell, and I was there telling my dad, like, yeah, fuck, I did this shit right here. Like, I did it. And after that, you know, I decided to do my own thing. I made a decision, you know what I mean? I want to go to my separate ways and me and my own team, Underground Smoke. And you know, I left my uncle's team. You know, my uncle's been successful a lot by himself now.
Yeah, Game of Smoke, right?
Yeah, Game of Smoke.
Yep.
And so left, and I did like 2 cook-offs by myself. At that later on that year in 2023, I did the Los Fresnos Cowboy cook-off, which is a great cook-off. I love that cook-off. Didn't do so great. You know, I learned a lot. You know, learned a lot that day because I did a lot of mistakes that day. And then after that, I did the Christian Harvest Academy over here in Edinburgh. I thought, shit, I thought I turned in a bunch of great stuff, and I didn't get no walk, you know. And so from September all the way through January to leading up to 2024, I did not cook whatsoever. I was just stuck here at the house practicing and asking advice, you know what I mean? Just simple advice from my friends and stuff like that. And
yeah,
you know, I took a class as well. I took like 2 classes to you know what I mean, get me going, you know what I mean? Like, you know, I was barely finding out about these classes, and but it was a lot of practice, you know what I mean? And that's when I switched over to drums, you know what I mean? I was on an offset smoker.
Yeah.
Switched over to drums, you know what I mean? Ever since I switched to drums, it's been, you know, the best thing ever happened to me, honestly. Like, I could literally sit on the stool and not move a damn thing, you know. It's just the best. And from there on, you know what I mean, from September to January, I did the first cook-off of the year for me. Actually, it's not, you know, not the first cook-off for the season.
Yeah, for you. Yep.
Did over here in Elsa, I think they're called the red, white, and blue something, and I don't think they have it here anymore. Got my first 2 walks, you know what I mean, my first ever 2 walks ever, and you know, and we got a place on the rib and the brisket, and I was like, fuck, dude. And from there on, the rest is history from there, you know.
That's when Underground Smoke, when you said, all right, let's go.
Yeah, that's when Underground started. That's when let's take it all the way. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So yeah, somebody says Quattro D. Is that what you're using right now?
Yeah, the best drums ever. You're not cooking on those. You're cooking on chump, in my opinion. Yeah.
All right. I like it. I love me some Bobby Delgado and Quattro D.
Best drums ever.
100%. When did you so this is 24 we're going into, and you started Underground Smoke. When did you get this trailer, and when did you stop being a straight up pop-up warrior? Kind of still out there,
So I got this actually still in 2023, but late 2023.
Okay.
But like I was just getting started with the trailer. Like I was there doing this pop-up table, obviously the canopy outside.
100%, yeah.
Like I had no lights inside the damn thing. So like I was there like with my phone out, like fucking cutting shit. And it was a struggle, you know what I mean? It took time. It took me, you know what I mean, like 2 years to where I got it now.
Yeah.
And I love this trailer, you know what I mean? It's not the biggest trailer, it's not nor the smallest. You know what I mean? It's literally my battle wagon, you know what I mean? It's got me many victories, many miles on the road around the state. Well, not around the state, but and I love every minute of it,
So
the day I get
sorry.
rid of it, I'm gonna be sad.
Okay. Well, I got to meet you in Uvalde this past year in 2024. That's the first time I physically met you. I'd heard about you and I'd seen you, and I guess doing this show, I get to see who's doing well and who's, I get to whenever people pop up on my radar, it stays in my head. And then you're one, you are one that you started popping up, and I started seeing your name, and then I got to meet you in Uvalde, so I got to put a face to a name. And not only that, after that, I got to meet you. You were a good guy, good young kid, and just you gave you decals that day or whatnot, and just I got to I could just tell that some people I have a knack. I really do. I have a knack for people that I can tell that are just going to dive in head first for this thing. Reggie Q was one I've talked about on the show earlier, and just DD Barbecue was another that just stuck out of my head that this guy was going to continue to do well. And you are another one. I've been saying your name and promoting you, just kind of just knowing that you're going to do well, and then to pop off 2 in a row is just, it's good for you. And I just knew, I was like, man, David, I've been saying it, David, this guy, watch for David. And sure enough, popped up 2 in a row, and I got you on the show. So it's awesome. But man, talk about your success, man. You've so from 24, we kind of get on there, but let's jump ahead right now to maybe Uvalde. You started venturing out. You did all these events that you mentioned are down south in the valley. What made you decide to? I've seen you in Concan, I've seen you in Uvalde. What made you decide to venture out? Because I appreciate that. I think a lot of cooks out there in the state, like Cesar Mejia, Reina Gonzalez, all these guys that travel outside of the valley. Fred, obviously, is the biggest one, the biggest name out from your neck of the woods. But to me, that is something. Even here, I'm in Houston. I feel like we can do well in Houston, but it's fun to go, and it's challenging to go out there and explore and see how you do everywhere else. And it took me a little while to decide to do that. So what early on, what made you decide to go out there and say, all right, let's go check it out. Let's go see what else is out there.
Really just a different scenery, really, to be honest with you. I mean, down here we see a lot of the same things, same teams, same areas, you know what I mean? Like the valley's not big. It really isn't, like you're going to see like the same things every time you drive. But really I started last year going out, and last year in 2024, I think it was the week after Smoking on the Reel. We went out to Laredo, and honestly, that the first time we went out there, so I didn't go out there by myself. My dad was there driving me around. My dad helped me out a lot last year to doing a lot of traveling, and
what's your
went out
dad's
to
name?
Laredo. Huh?
What's your dad's name?
Joe Cano.
Joe Cano. All right.
Yeah, and we went out to Laredo, and honestly, like I was intimidated, very intimidated. Going out there, I felt very uncomfortable. you know, being like just 2 hours away from the house, but you know, it feels longer. But you know, I like seeing different things. You know what I mean? I like going to places I've never been to.
Yeah.
You know, it seems like every time I go out there, it seems like I've been doing really well. You know, I've been doing very, very well.
Yeah, you have.
You know, it bums me out that every time that I go out there, I can't go out there all the time. You know what I mean? Because it's it's so expensive. You know, so expensive traveling, going out there. You know, it's really hard. I think it's really hard showing up to a competition than it is cooking a competition. Because of how expensive it just really is.
100%. Yeah, and you're still a young dude, and and we in where we Concan, you had to leave right after awards to go to work. That's commendable, my man. It really is, and it just you know, fortifies your commitment to this sport that we're doing barbecue. But what have you learned as far as meeting people out there, man? How's the barbecue community opened up to you, man?
The barbecue community is like the best thing ever, honestly. Like I met so much, like a lot of people, honestly. You know what I mean? Met a lot of people from Laredo, San Antonio, you know, the Kingsville area, you know, Uvalde. It's just been really awesome. You know what I mean? Like knowing a lot of people from different places that I never knew I thought I would ever meet. You know,
100%. Traveling is cool to expand your barbecue, you know, game. But it gets you to meet people from all over, man. Say down the line you're traveling with your family 10 years from now, and you have a flat somewhere in Laredo. You're gonna know people down there, right? You're gonna know people just from this sport, and just from doing barbecue is really cool. But it's just awesome, and man, and we're all supportive of you. We love seeing the young people come into the sport, because you guys are what keeps this going, man. You guys are what keeps this growing. And so it's good to see what you guys bring to this table, and all of you guys that are coming up, all the young, you mentioned Bobby Ray, you know, he's another one, but somebody like you, and just the younger guys and gals that are doing this thing is fun to watch, and it's fun. Even I say younger, but I'm just saying the newer barbecue people, man, just keep coming. If you're listening and you're trying to get into barbecue, just do it, man. Just put your hat in the ring and do it. But go ahead, man. I'm sorry, David. Go ahead.
Yeah. And you know, like, you know, especially like, you know, another guy like you know what I mean? I met you from Cypress. Now I didn't know anybody from Cypress.
Yeah.
You know, I have family around Houston, you know, Hempstead, Magnolia, but Cypress, I didn't know.
Yeah.
So, you know, and so I met you. And it's just crazy to me how, you know, like people go out there and travel like many, many hours and many miles to do these cook-offs, you know what I mean? It's just amazing. It amazes me, you know what I mean? And it's just really awesome, you know, and I think that's very satisfying, you know, and eventually, you know, I want to travel more, you know what I mean? I want to do some, you know, a cook-off in Houston, Dallas, maybe in the West Texas area, and shit, maybe you know, a KCBS outside of the state, you know.
100%. You got to come to the KCBS we just talked about earlier tonight, man.
Oh, for sure.
That's
on my
that's
birthday
right
month.
outside of Houston, man. That's not far. I mean, a little far for you. Probably five and a half hours.
Very
or so.
fucking far. Very fucking far.
Well, so what are you thinking is far right now? What is
like what's far?
Yeah, what's far?
Shit. To be honest with you, I think anything past San Antonio would think to me is far.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Because I mean, dude, I think just leaving the valley itself, like it's like I don't know what it is, dude. It's just like takes forever. You know what I mean? Because we're like the border's like 20 minutes.
I know you're down there. Yeah, you're
down here, so it just takes forever. You know what I mean? And then I hear, you know, stories like, oh, like. You know, leaving this like from here to the States, like literally 12 hours. Like you're basically pulling a whole 12-hour shift. You know what I mean? So it's just a hassle. But yet again, like I mean, I love traveling to like San Antonio and all that stuff, because I mean it's just 4 hours. You know what I mean? I'm one of those that really loves to drive. You know what I mean? I like traveling. You know, by myself. You know what I mean? Just me by myself on the road is just really calming, really soothing.
Far as far. People, they're all putting far in there. If it's Buc-ee's, if there's a Buc-ee's, it's far from the valley. Yeah, Buc-ee's in Wharton is the gateway. to the valley. Tom Fuentes, what's up, Tom? He said, "What's up, Rob? Keep up the good work." Albert, who's out? Barbecue Farm is the best, no doubt. Some are closer than your own. Yeah, 100%, man. You've had 2 grand champions in a row, man. That's pretty solid. How you got to be feeling it about right now. What if I were to ask you what's number 1 in your game right now? What is it right now?
Man, honestly, I'm gonna say ribs. Honestly,
ribs is good.
I think it's just the ribs. I feel real confident about my ribs and pork. I think pork is maybe my second. It used to be my first. But
are you using the same recipe for ribs and pork?
No.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
No,
some do. Some do.
Some don't. But I'm not.
Good.
And but yeah, honestly, I think it's just my ribs. It feels like there was a time, I think maybe like a month ago, or like 4 weeks straight, it felt like I was like kind of like slacking on ribs, but not like placing. It was just more me buying the ribs, like the quality. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it felt like that for a while. You know what I mean? Like I was not buying the best rib out there. I wasn't buying, like the best marbled rib. I was just kind of being, just being lazy about it. You know what I mean? Because one thing about me is that I try not to be lazy when I'm out there buying my meat. So, you know what I mean? I try to buy the best meat out there that there is. So you know what I mean? So I can win. But just for something about ribs, you know what I mean? I was just being lazy for like a good month, but it seemed like I was still doing good. And you know what I mean? And then that's when I kind of got out of that little mentality of being like, lazy about buying the quality of the rib. And I feels like I'm hitting it more now on ribs again. But now that I'm doing, it's just ribs.
So being down in the valley, where are your choices of getting your meat quality from? Do you want to disclose that? I know you guys are tight down there.
Hell no. Y'all, everyone got to figure that. You got to figure that out by themselves. I am not disclosing that.
Tom Fuentes said, "I met David." He's hashtag Tom is known for hashtag stupid beer. But there it goes right there. Ty, if you got a question for our guest tonight, Mr. David Cano, put it in or come on in here and bring it on. But you guys are tight down there, David. Who are some of those guys in there in the valley that you look around at whenever you show up to a contest, man? You guys are.
I mean, I hope everyone shows up to a competition. I like going up to a competition where there's like a lot of teams. I'm not
who you like to see at a contest, man? Who gets you fired up? Who gets your competitive juices flowing, man? You're an athlete.
Oh yeah. Shit, my boys, Los Gordos. Those are my boys. I like seeing them.
I love
Natural
those
Born
guys.
Grillers.
Yeah.
Fat Cat.
Yeah, Andy.
Toasty, smoking and
Toasty.
toasting.
Hell yeah.
Gonzalez and Fred Robles smoke real
course.
Valley.
Of course.
You know what I mean? You gotta have the goat out there on the field, you know what I mean?
100%.
You know what I mean? And SPG,
Mm-hmm.
Barbecueholics, you know what I mean? I want to see. I love seeing everyone out there. You know what I mean? Just brings a fire into me that like it's like fuck. You know what I mean? It's gonna be a good weekend.
It's gonna be one of them one of them days, right? You gotta be on your game.
Yeah, it's gonna be one of those Royal Rumble weekends out there.
100%. Ty, I'm sorry. Go in here, Bo. Get in here.
No, I was just gonna say his comment earlier of the culture in the barbecue world. Like, to me, I think it's great for many different reasons, but can you kind of wax poetic a little bit about, I heard, you watched your dad and I heard you wanted the range real quick. That says something about your character, but like, what was it about the actual culture that you love so much?
Just really like.
Good question, Ty.
Really being out there with them, I mean, that's how, us, Hispanics are, you know what I mean? They're out there, cooking, every weekend out in the 100-degree weather, you know what I mean? I'm one of those weirdos that prefers to cook that's 100 degrees instead of, 30 degrees. And that's how I like it, that's our culture. You know what I mean? We still do it to this day. You know what I mean? Almost literally cooking every day off that we have. Um, it's just that's something that means a lot to me. You know what I mean? Our culture of cooking. That's our family. That's
Yeah.
it just means everything.
Yeah, having family out there, having an environment to where you can take your family, and then that just being a natural extension of what you do anyway. That's what I'm talking about. Like,
Yeah.
I started washing dish. I actually started by being the guy that would put water in the chicken. I was the water guy, and then I graduated. Now I'm a dishwasher for Tom Clark. But yeah, so just hearing you guys talk about it and hearing that you're a younger generation. You know, I'm 50 years old. I got into this after a career in military.
Damn.
But yeah. But just hearing you talk about it is good, because we have, you know, Carly that's talking about all the different sanctioning stuff that goes on in high school. I know everybody in the chat was joking about how young you were. I didn't know if some of those were ribs or if you knew most of those people, but I figured you knew Natural Born Grillers.
Of course.
So yeah, it's just good to see the younger generation embracing this. And then for me, I'm not from Texas, but I got here as fast as I could, and I'm a proud fucking Texan now. Like, you talk about what home is, Houston, Texas is home. And so I love this culture, and I love hearing young guys like yourself come on the So Smoking Gooder show and wax poetic about barbecue. It's cool as hell. So appreciate it,
brother. Thank you.
David, how'd you get in this Houston sports thing, man? I know I was looking at for pictures earlier today, and you're a H-Town fan, bro. You are Astros, Rockets, Texans all day, every day, and you know I appreciate that.
Hell yeah, that's my dad's thing. You know what I mean?
Because Cowboys reign supreme down there.
Yeah, man, fuck the Cowboys, dude. I hate the Cowboys. And
hell yeah.
Yeah, I wish I went out to that competition over there at Dallas Stadium. I would have been talking so much, but yeah,
I made a good classic photo. I don't know if you saw that or not.
I saw that. That was hilarious. That was a good one. I was like, fuck, that's a good one. I didn't think about that. 30 years of disappointment. That's what it looks like. But yeah, that's my dad's thing. You know what I mean? You know, I grew up watching the Texans. You know what I mean? The Texans were made in 2002. You know what I mean? I was 2 years old. You know, and my dad. You know, I grew up watching the Astros. You know what I mean? I started watching baseball when I was like 8 years old. You know.
Sorry, Sam.
Keep them boys out my mouth.
Hey, she was a big part of my 300. So sorry, Sam.
Sorry, my bad. You know, Texas ruled the state, but yeah, I grew up watching the Texans all my life. The Astros as well. You know, I didn't get into baseball when I was like 8 years old. You know, and at the time we had a channel where it was just nothing but Astros were playing, but you know, at the time we were kind of shitty. And that's all I was watching, just the Astros baseball from there. And
this is a great statement. David has never seen a Cowboys championship.
Yeah, and they're never gonna win anything after that. So
Corby.
Nah, he has a good products. I use his products.
100%.
That's a little secret.
Yeah. Oh shit! All right there. Doodle Q.
I love his stuff that he has. But yeah, Houston all the way.
All right. Before we get into your Mount Rushmore and your barbecue homies, man, anything last thing that I forgot to mention, and this is not going to be your first and only time. I feel like we're going to have you on multiple times.
Oh, of course.
The last thing I wanted to mention, hey, you're second in CBA points overall right now. You're by 2. You're only lacking 2 points right now.
Yeah.
What does that mean to you, man? That's pretty. Look at all the names under you right now, which is you got big names like Phil and Bill and just Kevin and just all the names that have been around there since you started. Obviously, you're 2 years in. But what does that mean to you right now, leading? And it's early, you know that.
It's very early. Job's still not done.
100%.
Very not done. You know what I mean? It means a lot. You know what I mean? It's just the hard work that I'm putting in is just paying off. It's not how you started, it's how you finish. And right now I'm trying to finish it strong as I possibly can.
Yeah.
You know, it's a very tough grind. You know what I mean? You got a lot of those badass fucking cooks underneath me, and they want my spot. You know what I mean? But
they're not gonna let you have it.
But they ain't gonna let me have it. You know,
Nope.
and I'm not gonna let them have it either. So
good.
But right now I'm just trying to. The only thing for me to do is stay consistent as possibly as I can. You know what I mean? That's my goal. Every cook off I go is to stay consistent in all 4 meets. If I can stay consistent in all those, then it's going to be a good weekend.
Yeah, you heard me say it's a whack-a-mole thing, man. You gotta keep them all. You gotta keep them all plugged up, man. Because as soon as you start concentrating on one, the other one comes up on you.
It sneaks up on you.
Yeah, it sneaks up on you, and you gotta.
You know what I mean? I'm just like, you know what I mean? It's like me with CB behind, just sneaking up a little bit. But
CB, bro.
Yeah, but CB's a good ass, very badass cook. You know what I mean? Very 100%. Good cook, and very consistent as well. You know, it's gonna be tough chasing with them. Very be tough.
Well, I hope you're there at the end, man. But there's gonna be a lot of people that have a say into it, and so it's gonna be fun to watch. It's gonna be fun to see how you hold us down, or how you hold the comp down. But it'll be fun, and it's gonna be a grind, and that's what we do this for, man. It's competition. Like you said, you grew up playing sports.
Yep.
A lot of us did. A lot of us had a competition, regardless if it's sports or it's racing or whatever it may be, that we get into this and we wind up here. We all have that competition bug, man, and we all want to win, and we all support each other, but we all deep down, we all want to win ourselves. So keep it up, man, and keep going, man. But let's do some Mount Rushmore. You know what this is about, David? You watched the show. You've been on this thing. It's about people that have supported you, helped you along the way. Who on your 4 people are on David's Mount Rushmore, my man?
So the first one's going to be Elias Quiroz from Natural Born Grillers. You know what I mean? When I first started, like with the big ass trailer he has, you know what I mean? It's just satisfied me. And, you know what I mean? Now that, so this very day, I call him my great friend, a really good friend of mine. I call him anytime, anywhere, and he'll answer the phone just to have a laugh, you know what I mean? A good laugh out, you know what I mean? Or not just a little simple advice, stuff like that, He's the most coolest dude you will ever meet in your life, and just don't party too much with him on Friday nights, because he's gonna get drunk and start doing some karaoke shit, and you're not gonna leave that fucking campsite,
Hell yeah, karaoke, bro.
Yeah, so you ain't waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning to start your brisket. I know for sure. And my number 2 is gonna be Danny Loera from Incognito.
Oh yeah.
I knew about him since when I went to a class down here, and that's when I first met him. I don't know if he remembers. That was like nearly 2 years ago. You know what I mean? All the stories about him that I heard, that and he's a goat. You know what I mean? He was like the best cook out there in this whole state.
He's a legend, bro. He's a legend. He's a legend.
And it's a privilege, like, for me, and you know what I mean, it's an honor that I had shared the field with him, you know what I mean, to cook against him and all that, because people like him that had been cooking shit maybe like 20 years, who knows, I don't know how long he's been cooking, but you don't see
at
people,
least, I think so.
You don't see people like him cooking that amount of years, cooking to this day, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I like to see, that, you know what I mean, like people that have been cooking for that long still have that drive, and he still does. And it's been an honor seeing him out there, to people like him being out there. And that's like when people talk about Texas legends and Texas, you know what I mean, competition and stuff like that, his name's on the list, His name
100%.
His name better be on that list, because if it's not, then you're just not, And my third is Manuel Pazan from Lonely Bones. That guy is just, a really the coolest guy too, you know what I mean, like the greatest. That guy helped me out, chingos when I was out there, just so, you know what I mean, just a kid out there, helping me out. And the coolest thing too, when he's out there winning, he doesn't win just to his meets are gonna place top 3 in every time that he's gonna win. It's like, damn, like holy shit, he did that, And then his walk-up song is from that Metallica, from the Bell Tours, whatever.
Yeah.
And it's just badass hearing that, and he's every time I go out there in the competition, I barely see him out there, you know what I mean? Because it's just really cool having him out there, like that's a Valley legend, you know what I mean, out there.
Mm-hmm.
And then my very last one is gonna be the GOAT himself, Fred Robles. That guy really does inspire me out a lot, you know what I mean? That going out there to places that I've never been to, you know what I mean, and doing really good, and seeing his resume out there, it's just like amazing, like a lot of people know him, you know what I mean? A lot of people around the state, even around the road, that know him. That's something that I look forward to doing too, is traveling outside of the state and doing some K's, testing all the waters in KCBS, and the Brisket King himself,
100%. Yeah, Fred's on a lot of mountains there, but
yeah.
Hey, what a great one. Elias Quiros, Daniel Liweta, and Manuel Bazan, and Fred Robles.
Mm-hmm.
Good group, man. All right, so you got one that's almost made it on the mountain. He's in the gift shop. You get a bobblehead.
I wish this Mount Rushmore had like a 5th head, like just barely popping out. But my last one is Eddie Celadon from Chillin' and Grillin'. Literally one of the, another cool guy. Every time that he shows up to a competition, he's probably gonna win it, because like he's just that good. And that guy can probably miss out, many months of competition and still win a competition, win the damn thing. And that guy helped me out a lot,
There's 2 of those guys, right? Chillin' Grillin'. Who? What's their names?
This one's Eddie Celadon, and then the other one I think is Mario Benavides.
Yeah.
And they have a 3rd member. I really don't know him as much, or his name. If I'm sorry if I don't.
But you mentioned Eddie, right? Eddie.
Yeah, Eddie Celadon.
Eddie.
He was
Right.
he's that guy was the one that literally like went out there and helped me out. You know what I mean? And when I did a lot of shut up and listen. And
there you go.
Yeah, he was the one that helped me out chingos out there on the field. You know what I mean? I think he was one of the first guys that I ever met.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, those guys are awesome, man. They're fucking. They've been killing it for a long time. I should get them on the show
years,
as well.
Dude, years. I didn't even know. I barely found out they've been cooking for like over 10 years.
Yeah, they've been at it for a while and doing well. I would love to see them out. I don't know that they venture too much outside of down there, but we'd love to see them outside of that. All right, so we got your barbecue homie. You know what, the barbecue homie, people you talk to all the time, and these are the ones that break people's hearts, man, because you got to name one barbecue homie, and you get one. Eddie says it's a gumball machine.
The gumball.
10 cent gumball.
I'm about to break a bunch of hearts right now. I'm about to break a shit ton of hearts. Fuck. Man, you get people's asses kicked from the segment. I'm about to get my ass kicked after this shit.
It's kind of why we love it.
Yeah. Fuck. Man, my barbecue homie is Cody Neto.
Cody,
shit. I can literally call that guy any hour of the
I love that kid,
night.
man. He's a good dude.
Yeah,
Good
he's a really good dude. I talk to him. We're in a group chat. I talk to these guys literally like every single day. So yeah, it's Cody Nieto. Yeah.
All right, gumball.
Damn. Man, I hope these 2 guys don't feel offended about me. I'm gonna get my ass kicked. Shit, I'm gonna say Cesar Mejia. That's another guy that I talk to almost nearly every day. And he's a really good guy. You know what I mean? He's the coolest dude to be around too. You know what I mean? He's a jokester.
He's all right.
Yeah, he's alright. He's alright. You know what I mean? We were the 1-2 punch at the competition. You know what I mean? Over there in Laredo, he got the reserve on the GC. You know, we were the Pippin and Jordan. You know what I mean? But he's Pippin, I'm Jordan. But, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's Ori. You're Elijah One.
Oh yeah. There you go.
There you go. Better. Elijah One dominates Jordan. Facts.
No. Okay, never mind.
Facts.
Fuck.
It's true. Go look it up.
Yeah, it's very true. Very true.
Well, cool, man. Well, it is 2 hours. We normally do rate my box. We're not gonna do that tonight because it was a unless you want to do something. You want to do a couple?
Oh yeah, let's do a couple.
All right. We're only gonna do Ty. Pick your best three. And then we'll do 3 of your best ones, and we'll get out of here because this is a 2-hour show, ladies and gentlemen. People got to go to school tomorrow. David, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, me.
We're talking about David only.
I'm like that Billy Madison.
Yeah. Okay. No. So what we do here, you know, poker face. Oh,
I go first.
Ty coming in strong with box number 1. I will just say, Gooder Gang, do your thing. 10 is excellent. 9 is very good. 8 is fair. 7 is poor and personal.
So I timed it. That took about 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes for that barbecue homie segment to fuck you. Because that's why the pool party's canceled now because of barbecue homies. Man,
it's crazy because no one knows about that pool party story.
Canceled.
All right, we got 9. We got a 10. We got Serge. You've been demoted to fajita dinner. 10. Jen took 9 hours. Let the kid do some boxes. What do you mean? They each did an hour. 10. All right, we'll do some boxes. Damn, Gooder Gang. Do y'all want to see some boxes tonight? We'll go if Ty's down. We can go till 10:30. If Ty is down.
Yeah, I'm good to go.
All right, David, you good till 10:30? Can you?
A little bit. I don't even have my charger out, but yeah.
All right, you got 20 more minutes or so.
Yeah,
all right, here we go. All right. Gooder Gang saying yes. Let's go there. All right, David, what you think about this chicken box, bro?
7, do better.
7, really?
Nah, I'm playing. I already know that box. That's a 10 all day.
Okay, all right.
I know that box.
All right, explain a little bit of why you like it so much.
I mean, I like it. I just love the placement on the legs right there. You know what I mean? And me personally, I like the honestly, like, you know how some legs that they just come really all messed up and all that. These came out really perfectly, and the skin's covering over the meat. You know what I mean? Because sometimes that skin just folds up. I just love these legs itself. You know what I mean? And the half itself is just solid, just super solid. Like, you know, sometimes when you saucing up a chicken, when you're probing, sometimes, you know what I mean, those when you're saucing over those probe marks, they don't go directly over, they just go around it. So
all right,
this is perfect.
This is a 10 for me. I love the bass boat, and I love the sauce viscosity. Y'all hear me talk about that all the time.
Yeah,
I love that it's baked in. It's perfect. It's not overly sauced.
Perfect.
It's not undersauced. It is perfect. I see the bass boating. The legs look perfect. I've never seen a leg chicken box look this well. And of course, you guys know I love the hashtag no wingtip here. That is a 10 all day. This let's not get David grounded. Make it quick. All right, let's go. Come on, let's go. Next. Got a support box. Gooder Gang, do your thing. If y'all want us to go long, y'all got to be quick tonight. This looks like a little filtered thing, or the sun, or it's at sunrise. I can't tell. Is this filtered, Ty, or is this at sunrise? I can't tell.
Yeah, I think it's probably filtered. I tried a couple times to get this to look normal, but this is what it is.
I mean, it could be at 7 a.m. We just got a 7 a.m. picture. They boxed early. We'll see here. But all right, let's get our gangs doing their thing. 9, a 10. We got a 9. We got a 10. We got an 8.6 from G Walt.
8.6.
We got an 8. We got an 8. Line them slices up better.
Yeah.
Again, guys, if you're going to give 8 or 7s, please put an explanation like Aaron or I'm sorry, like Corby did. 9, 9, a lot of 9s in here. I'll go first here. I'll let David go last. Yeah, the monies in the middle are just not doing it for me. The inconsistency of the coverage of the slices are just not doing it for me. Everything else looks okay. Pull that comment down, please. Yeah, the slices in the middle should be the showcase because they are in the middle, and to me, they're just not doing it for me. I'm gonna give that an 8. Go ahead, David.
I'm gonna give it an 8 as well. The only thing that's bothering me is that I'm not the biggest fan of like big money muscles.
I am.
To me, they look, too big in my opinion. I think if they were just shrunk down just a little bit more, I think it would have been good. And I wish they were just lined up more. But like the pooled and the cubes on the sides, they're perfect. I
didn't comment. Nothing is off on those. It's just that middle.
Yeah, it's just the middle. I just feel like if they're just shrunk down a little bit more and more lined up, like a deck of cards, I think it would have been a 10.
All right, next box, please. All right, Gooder Gang, do your thing here. Ten. 10. 10. 10. 9 ZZ Top fan. Still don't know who ZZ Top fan is. It's been like fucking 6 months now. Little Twisty. What's up, Little Twisty? 9 dry. Love that little girl. 9 Sean Trainer. Ricky. 10. 8 Meatloaf. Looks dry. 9. I'll go first here. I'll let David go last. I'm not a block guy, and I can see block on the side here. To me, if you're going to put a perfect 10 in a box, you got to trim it from the very beginning.
Yeah.
But it's not bad. I can see where people are looking like it looks a little dry because it seems a little like that. So I'm gonna give it a 9. I can't give it an 8. I'm gonna give it a 9. I can't give it a 10 either. I'm sorry, David.
I'm gonna give it a 10. Honestly, in my opinion.
Go ahead.
I'm not, as well as that too. I'm not a big fan of the block on the sides, but the fact that everything's so lined up perfectly.
It is perfect. Yes.
So perfect. You know what I mean? Like I do not see like any like little ones leaning over this way, ones that way. You know what I mean? Like everything's just perfect. I'm gonna give it a 10 all day.
All right, there you go. 9 from me, and I'm normally the nice guy, and David gave it a 10. All right, next. Gooder Gang, do your thing.
Mm-hmm.
David, great show, man. Your story was awesome. Mm-hmm. It's a pleasure to have your show on the show. We're not done yet, bro. We got.
I'll be back soon.
100%, 100%. Soon, he said. 9.8 looks like a 50 cal sauce. All right, 8. Jimmy 9 plus. You go first on this one here, Dave. 9, 10 all day from G Walt. Must be his box. 9. Needs to go to the filter class. All right, let's pull those comments down, Ty, and go ahead, Dave.
Man, it's a 10 all day. That's a perfect square pork in my opinion. I think everything's perfect on this. I love the money muscles on the side, like the sizes. You know what I mean? I always critique on every time I look at pork boxes. I hate seeing big money muscles. I'm not a big fan of it. And this is just perfect in my opinion. The cubes are perfect. The pulled on the sides are perfect. Just needs to clean up a little bit on the box a little bit, but to me, it's a 10.
It's a 9 for me. I everything looks okay, but it's just very saucy and it's very red. I don't know if it's the lighting or whatnot. And the way in my mentality on these things is like if I see it immediately, a 10 is gonna like pop out to me at 10. This did not. This is a 9 for me. Globby sauce point. There you go. Little twisty. She's got me. Great show. Thank you, Samantha.
Sure.
All right, next, let's go. I see your points, guys. Though I see. Okay, here we go. Now this is kind of what I'm talking about. Looks like sliced sausage foil. We don't judge foil. We do judge foil. I mean, everything is judged here on this show.
Very judged.
Yeah, I don't like sauceware. All right, here we go. Ribs, 10. Ty, what'd you think of that pork box while we're judging this one?
That's kind of the question. And I'm sorry that if I was blowing everybody's ears off, I had my mic on loud. Sorry. I was going to ask, is there a difference between what gets judged good down in the Valley versus will it get judged good in like Houston or Dallas? Is there a difference in that profile that people like?
I believe so, in my opinion. But the reason why I say that because there's not a lot of pork cook-offs down here, and I'm very surprised that this year itself there's been a lot, and it seemed like last year, like I think I only did maybe like 3 or 4 down here, and then the rest have been up there. So I think there's a big difference because a lot of backyard stranger judges that come out here, they don't see pork. They don't.
Well, I tell you, I saw on those on the near side of the pork. I already erased the picture. Sorry. I like the texture of the way it looked, but like I don't understand. It maybe is a wrong filter, but it did look red for the stuff on top. So, but yeah, the texture on the bottom, and that's what I want to eat. I liked it, but it's definitely a difference than what people say. I know whose box that was, so that's why I was saying that. So
yeah,
anyway.
That was a 10 to me.
Ty, real quick while you're here, what's this?
Yeah,
go ahead on the rib.
Oh, I like this box. I know whose this is, and every box he turns in I like. The only difference is which way these toes are facing, so I give this a 9.
Okay. All right. I'll go next here. When I see a box, it screams to me a score. This one did as well. The only thing I would say on this box is it's a little saucy for my opinion, but I'm still going to give it a 10. I do like the placements. The cuts of the bones are all perfectly straight. This is a 10 rib box for me. Go ahead, David.
I think that's a 10 in my opinion. I think everything just looks perfect in my opinion. The sauciness, in my opinion, the only thing I would say is I don't think it's too saucy because of the flash. You know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, but that's a 10 all day. Shit,
all right.
I'll kill those racks all day.
Yeah, that's a good box right there. All right, next. Was it G-Waltz? No filter, just purdy.
Purdy.
We'll see. Saucy Rob Young crack. It was G-Waltz. Yeah, it looks saucy. G-Walt. I still gave it a 10. Chill the hell out.
Yeah.
All right, Ty, we're going to do this. This is going to be second to last box. Pick your best box. We got one last box, and then we got to get out of here.
Yep.
Pick your best box. All right, we got a 9, 8, 7, 9. Go ahead, Mr. Cano.
I'm going to give it an 8. But the only thing that's bothering me is just that, like, the placement on the top. The rib itself looks great. I love the color and everything. I just feel like the placement on the top rack. I just think they were not sliced on the table correctly.
Yeah.
To be placed. You know, I think in my opinion, I think I would have put the bottom ones on top of the top ones.
I'm gonna give it an 8 as well. I can't tell if this is the angle that we're seeing the photo on, but
yeah,
definitely looks cascading and not even. Either the bottom looks like it's swooping up to the top to the left,
yeah,
and the top looks like it's sloping down the opposite way. So
I just think if they did it the opposite,
I think so. I think you're right here, and of course, to me, I like to have the toes. This is complete opposite way I put mine in the box. The bottom rack I'm pushing forward, the top rack I'm flipping over and pushing bottom. So 8 to me on this box. So sorry, Micah. It's probably not Micah's box. I'm just fucking with him. All right, let's go. The very last box of the evening.
Yeah, that ain't Michael's box.
I obviously give this one a 10. So
I did ask him to pick his best box. This is a good one, Ty. I will say that. That last rib box was Carlos. Los, really? Okay. Jimmy Savage, 9. Samantha Cherry, 9. Twisted D, 10. Aaron Rincon with a 9. 10. Toasty. Nicho, 10.
Carlos cooked
8.
a good rib.
Why 8, ZZ Top fan? I see you said meatloaf, but okay. 8, Montez. Come on, Bubba. Little Twisty, 8. Too saucy and pulled the bottom. I'm okay with that, little saucy. Twisty, I'm sorry. She said too saucy. I got him confused. All right, 9 from G Walt, 9 from Trainer. Gotcho Bad. All right, I'll let our guest go last. I'll go first here. I'm gonna give this a 10. When I see a box and it screams to me and it's a 10, it's a 10. This is a 10 right here. I like this box. I like the sauciness of this. It's more au jus than it is sauce, in my opinion here. It looks like it'll pull fine. I'm fine with the color. I like that the Pitmaster trimmed this perfectly so it fit in the box prior to cooking. It's a 10 for me. David.
10 all day. 10 all day. I just like the way that shines out as soon as you open that box. And to me, I think if I open that box myself, it would just shine in my face.
Yeah.
I just love every minute of it. I like a good brisket that has that good like moist color to it, that brown color.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Still see the smoke ring. I'm real one of those who critique a smoke ring. And you know, I don't like to see a fat smoke ring. I think that smoke ring itself, like I can see it in myself, you know what I mean? Some people, I don't think people would see it, but
yeah, it's not like prominent here, but it's fine. I can tell
it's fine.
It's good.
Yeah, like I think that's just perfect in my opinion. All that 10 all day.
That was Los Gordos.
Oh yeah.
Los Gordos. Well, hey, shout out to you, man. Thanks for your continued success, bro. Thanks for coming on the show, being a first timer. You know, I don't know if you know this, but you've been watching the show for a couple of years now, but we love to highlight people that are doing well, first timers, man, especially people that are just continuing out there and putting on the grind, man. When I've seen you, and I told you earlier, I said, I got my eye on you, bro. And you've proven me right. And I said, I have a knack for this. I can tell who are the guys that are going to just continue to do well. And I had my eye on you early on, and you know, I'm not patting myself on the back, but hey, I'm patting myself on the back because I chose you down early on, and I can see what you're doing, man. But hey, thanks for coming on the show, man. Any shout outs you want to give before we let you get out of here, bro?
Shout out to my parents, you know, my
100%,
biggest supporters,
100%.
my mom and dad, you know, always having my back. Shout out to my boys, you know what I mean? My barbecue homies, you know, Cody, Caesar, and Andy, you know, RJ, and those are my boys right there, you know what I mean? Shout out to everyone that's been out there supporting me and all that stuff. And And I can't wait to see y'all out there on the barbecue trail.
There he is, Mr. David Cano. If you see him out there, he's a good man. He's a good kid. Yeah. He's a good dude. He's a badass cook too, by the way. So
thank you.
Make sure you say hi to him. And David, don't be a stranger, man. We'll see you in the comments, and we'll see you here on the show very soon, I feel, man.
I'll see you again.
100%. 100%. All right, there he was, Mr. David Cano from Underground Smoke. Ty, get in here, man.
What's up?
Pretty cool, man, having a young kid, 24 years old, doing
this. I was gonna say I was gonna ask him before he said who his circle was, but the circle that he's got is barbecue homies. I mean, keep listening. Y'all are gonna be synergistic because all the names that he said, you always hear them on either the wrap-up recap or being on the show. They're always giving good insight. So that's a great circle you got.
100%. Well, thank you, Ty. This was a great show tonight. I appreciate you, as always, coming in here and doing your thing, the best in the business. Well, that's going to wrap up tonight's show. Shout out to Jenn Leigh from the Danny Dietz Memorial Classic, Mr. David Cano from Underground Smoke. Producer Ty is in the background doing his thing back from naked sunbathing in Cabo. Mr. Eddie Morales will be back next week. I am your host for the night, Mr. Rob Rocha. Not sure. We do have some stuff lined up, but it's nothing confirmed yet. So we'll let you know real soon who the next guest is next Wednesday at 8 o'clock, unless baseball playoffs get in the way. We'll find out when that happens. We'll let you know next week. All right. Well, that's going to wrap up tonight's show. Again, thanks to Jen. Thanks to David. Thanks to producer Ty. My name is Robert Rocha. We'll see you next Wednesday at 8 o'clock. Right here on the So Smoking Gooder Show. Case, close us out, my man.
Good night to all of you wonderful people in Barbecue Nation. You too, California.